Good morning. Okay, we're going to begin our hearing. Welcome to the October 17, 2024 Special Magistrate hearing for the Building Division. If there's anyone who wishes to speak at today's proceedings, please stand and raise your right hand. You must be sworn in to speak at today's proceedings. Do you swear and affirm to tell the truth at today's proceedings? Thank you. You all may be seated. Our first case is on page 22. It's a hearing to impose fines. Chief Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 2611 East Oakland Park Boulevard, owner 2611 East Oakland Park LLC, case number BE 23080124. This case was first heard on 1/18/24 to comply by 7/16/24. One section complied at $100. Total fines $5,100. The city is requesting to reduce the administrative cost of $1,200. Do I have a respondent here?
That's what I was.
$1,275.
Chief Inspector Leo Martinez, representing the city. Case and address as read. The case is comply. I'm just going to allow the representative to speak.
We have no issues.
Please state your name for the record.
Oh, the name is Stephen Chess, representing 2611 East Oakland Park Boulevard. We are aware of the fines. We have complied, and I'm willing to pay the $1,275 and close the case.
So ordered.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 23. Chief Inspector Leonardo Martinez, property address 3043 Harbor Drive, owner 101 Harbor Beach, Inc., case number BE 21070392. This case was first heard on 3/16/23 to comply by 4/27/23. Fine suspended as noted. One section complied at $100. Total accrued fines $24,100. The city is requesting to reduce the administrative cost of $1,275.
Building Inspector, Chief Inspector Leo Martinez, representing the city. Case and address as read. The case is comply. City is requesting just administration cost. Gonna allow the defendant to speak.
Good morning.
Good morning. Please state your name.
Santiago Rodriguez.
Okay. So
Yes,
you're in agreement with that?
Yes.
Okay. So ordered. The court calls only.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Also, at this time, please silence all of your devices. I forgot to say that in the beginning. Our next case is a new business case on page 7. Inspector Preston Mark, property address 2616 Aqua Vista Boulevard, owner ODH 26 LLC, case number BE 24020062. Notice posted at the property on 9/25/24, posted at 1 East Route Boulevard, 10/3/24. Do I have a respondent here?
Morning.
Morning.
Morning. Preston Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. The property was cited for violation under Florida Building Code 2023-105.1, work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to: new fence with columns, electrical wiring, and panel. This case was opened 2/7/24, inspection report mailed 2/8/24, filing notice mailed 3/18/24. Special magistrate notice also mailed 8/13/24. I visited this property and spoke with the site supervisor, Mr. Gemetz, who gave me access to inspect the property. During the inspection, I observed workers doing some exterior work on the home at 2622 Aqua Vista Boulevard, which is adjacent to this lot. This included the installation of a perimeter fence, columns, and electrical wiring for gates and lighting. Upon checking records, we found that no permits were ever issued for this work. I also spoke with Carlos, the contractor, and also the son of the owner, Mr. Shuren, who was advised that the violations for this work, required permits, and thereafter, they has submitted applications for compliance. The city is requesting that the magistrate find that the violations exist and to grant the property owner 91 days to come in compliance or fine of $50 a day thereafter. The respondent is here. You can speak.
Sure. Ari Pragan for the Pragan firm. I actually represent, I'm here on both properties, so 2622 and 2616. So, fine. Fine. So, nothing Mr. President has said is incorrect. The permits are in process. I know that he's asking for 91 days. Given the nature of the job and some delays, I'm just requesting more time. So I'm requesting 150 days. I'm confident that if you give me that time, it will be all dealt with by then. Don't think it's unreasonable under the circumstances, and so that's the request.
Okay. City have any objection? I would just do 154 days.
Yeah, Your Honor, no, we would object to that. That's way too much time. The permit's are already in process, so we would like to keep with the 91 days, and if the property owner needs additional time, they can request that.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to split the baby. I'm going to give you 126 days, which would be 220. On February 20, 2025, okay? Or a fine of $50 a day as the city requested. It's February 20th, that's 126 days.
Excuse me, it shouldn't take that long to obtain permits. I think that, 120 days is too many days. If the permits are submitted, the only thing that the engineer of record needs to do is to provide the corrections that the city is requesting. I don't see why so many days to obtain a permit.
I appreciate his opinion, but I don't think he's even on the case. I've heard your ruling, and there will be compliance by then.
He's the chief, so he can speak on the case.
Okay, that's fine. Well,
Thanks.
I guess he just wants some clarification why you need additional time.
It's been my client's experience that there have been delays, not necessarily on his part at every turn. So while I can appreciate the feeling that it doesn't require that much time, myself and my client sort of believe and have experienced otherwise, to put it lightly.
Okay, well, I'm going to keep the February 20, 2025 as a compliance date, okay?
Thank you. May I be excused?
Yeah, sure, until your next one.
Our next case is on page 8. Inspector Preston Mark, property address 2622 Aqua Vista Boulevard. Case number BE 24010122. Owner Mehmet A. Capin. Notice posted at the property on 9/25/24. Posted at 1 East Sprout Boulevard 10/3/24.
Preston Macmillan, inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. This property was cited for violation under the Florida Building Code 2023-105.1, work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to: fence, columns, and electrical wiring. There's also a driveway and pavers that were installed without permits. The case was opened 1/24/24. Inspection report mailed 2/8/24. Final notice mailed 4/25/24. And the special magistrate notice mailed 8/13/24. I visited property similar to the previous case and spoke with the site supervisor, Mr. Gemets, who gave me access to inspect the property. During my inspection, I observed workers doing work on the exterior of the home, which is adjacent to property 2616 Aqua Vista Boulevard, which is a lot adjacent to this home. The work included the installation of a perimeter fence with concrete columns and electrical wiring for the gates and lighting. I also noticed that there were new driveway and pavers installed at this location. Upon checking records, we found no permits on record for this work. I also spoke with Carlos, the contractor, and the owner's son, Mr. Shiran, who was advised of the violations and have been cooperating with us in getting to compliance. At present, the permits are in process and awaiting corrections. The city is requesting that the magistrate find that the violation exists and grant the property owner 126 days to come in compliance or a fine of $50 a day thereafter.
Okay.
Again, I was going to ask for the same time. They're adjacent properties, so I'm fine with that. I want the record to reflect, though, that the initial notice of violation that went out did not make any mention of pavers. So under Chapter 162, I don't think it's appropriate that that be part of any order that's ruled on today. I understand that apparently there's some issue with pavers, but that was not part of the initial notice of violation. So.
He's correct. We'll withdraw that, and I'll have another citation.
Okay, so the pavers won't be a part of that compliance. Okay.
Okay. Maybe excused?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 19. Chief Leonardo Martinez, property address 1515 Southeast 16th Street. Case number BE 23110159, owner Pompanet Inc. This case was first heard on 1/18/24. To comply by 3/21/24. Fine suspended as noted. One section complied at $100. Total accrued fine $7,000. The city is requesting to reduce the administrative cost of $1,275.
Chief Leo Martinez, representing the city, case and address as read. The case is complied. I'm going to allow the representative to speak.
Yeah, I agree. We're good.
Okay, so order the administrative costs are $1,275.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, you know what, sir, please state your name for the record. Wait,
Excuse me.
you never said your name for the record, just want to have it for the record. That's okay.
Vincent Murray. Vincent Murray.
And what's your relation to the property?
I'm the general manager.
Okay, thank you so
thank you.
much.
Our next case is on page 25. Chief Leonardo Martinez, property address 6650 North Andrews Ave. Owner LR Lauderdale Hotel LLC. Case number BE 23070203. This case was first heard on 1/18/24. To comply by 2/29/24. One section not complied at $100. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $4,900, which continues to accrue.
Building Chief Inspector for the City of Lauderdale, Leo Martinez, case and address as read. The case is not in compliance. This is a building recertification case. I just want to remind you that BORA is very strict on the rules. The city is requesting the fines to be imposed.
Good morning. My name is Tim Perini. I represent the owner. This is a hotel property. Forgive me, I'm from New York, so I'm not familiar with the whole process of the 25-year inspections here in Florida, so we're doing our best to comply. We have significant work going on. I spoke with the inspector prior to me being up here. My understanding, we have been issued a letter of compliance from the electrical engineer of record that I need to send now to Victoria Bryan.
Did someone turn off their phone or something? What is that noise? Thank you. I'm sorry. Go on.
No, that's okay. So we've completed all of the electrical work and have a letter from the engineer of record, which I plan to send to Victoria Bryan in the city tomorrow. The structural work, we have 7 permits that have been issued for a pool restoration project at the hotel, which is underway now. It's supposed to finish in April of 2025. All of the structural work associated with the what we need to do for the 25-year inspection is part of those permits. So what we haven't done is have the engineer of record issue this recertification report, basically stating that these permits are in place and the work is being done. So I didn't know that we had to do this in advance of this hearing, but we do have existing permits. I was hoping we'd get an extension today, some kind of 6 months for us to finish the work and not be imposed the fines. But if we have to pay the fines and then later ask for leniency, we can do so.
Your Magistrate, I just want to bring to your attention that I think it's a misunderstanding that he didn't know that he needs to provide a letter with an active permit, and the request needs to come from the engineer of record. I talked to him before the hearing, and I explained to him if he provide that letter within a week, we bring the case back and we vacate the order, and he gets the 180 days. But as now,
Okay.
following the board of rules, we're going to impose a fine. That's what the city is requesting, the fines to be imposed.
Okay, so they want the fines to go forward once you're in compliance with the letter.
Yes.
Then they'll make a request to vacate the fines. But until you have that letter in place, they
Understood.
want the fines imposed, okay?
So am I correct so I have the recertification
That's
for the electrical?
That's the electrical, but that
Yeah.
doesn't have anything to do with the structure. You need to
Right.
provide us a letter, like I explained to you before. Within a week, if you bring that letter to us, and it's a valid letter with an issue permit from the engineer of record requesting the time, we bring you back and we vacate the order, and you will get the 180 days. But as today, we're going to impose the fine.
Understood. So the communication I send in should include the electrical recertification as well as the letter from the structural.
You need both.
I think that you
Okay.
should hold to that so you can provide us with the entire review report when you get the structural report too. But what most important is today for you is to provide us with the letter requesting an extension with the valid permit
Okay.
from your engineer of record.
Okay.
Do you want a notice to reappear them?
No. If we get that letter, then we will schedule it or maybe to vacate the order and.
You'll schedule it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, then so ordered.
Okay, for now, we can accept the fine?
Right.
Is it,
Right, the fines are going to continue to run. The fines so far have $4,100 are going to be imposed, and they're going to continue to run. But once you supply the necessary documentation, they're going to file a motion to vacate the order.
so the 4,900 fine is for, it's $100 a day, so it's for
Right.
the last.
Right. You had a compliance date of February 29, 2024. You didn't comply, so you're getting fined $100 a day since February 29.
Got it. Okay, understood.
Just get in touch with Victoria as soon as you obtain that
Yeah,
letter.
I've spoken with her in the
and then
past, so.
we work with you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Our next case is on page 18. Inspector Wilson Quintero Jr., property address 2400 Friar Point. Owner Kimberly S. Roy Estate, case number BE 23120086. This case was first heard on 5/23/24 to comply by 7/4/24. One section complied at $50. Total accrued fines $1,000. The city is requesting to reduce to administrative cost of $946.31.
Good morning, Your Honor. Inspector Wilson Quintero Jr. on behalf of the city. Case and address as read. Just for background reference to this case, it began as a fence violation for the property owner who unfortunately she deceased. I believe this is her daughter that I've been in contact with. She had a few issues with the contractor submitting corrections for the permit, and it took a while, so it accrued all these fines. I'm requesting admin costs, but I wouldn't be opposed if you provided a reduction as well, just due to the circumstances, but I'll let her speak on
Okay,
behalf.
thank you. Please state your name for the record.
Yes, my name is Amanda Roy. I'm my mom, Kim Roy's personal rep since she passed away. And actually, you just nailed everything kind of on the head. He's been amazing with me because of the circumstance I was under. I'm just looking to get the cost reduced because of what happened. And the whole process has been a nightmare from the beginning. Well, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
The people who are hired to do the job just don't communicate, basically. They say they come through with promises, and then they never come through with them. This, just for example, the start date for this fence was December 4th of last year, and it's still not completed.
All right, I'm going to reduce the cost to $250, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Our next case is on page 3. Property address 1705 Southwest 14th Street. Senior Inspector Jose Setagusti. Owner Virginia Hornaday, Virginia Sue Hornaday Revocable Trust. Case number BE 24040082. Notice posted at the property on 9/24/24, posted at 1 East Route Boulevard, 10/3/24.
Good morning. Building Inspector Saragusti on behalf of the city presenting the case as read. I received this case from email regarding the property for works without permit. The owner is the complainant. The property was sited for re-roofing and new windows and doors without permit under Florida Building Code 2023, Section 105.1. The case was opened on April 12, 2024. Inspection report was mailed on April 16, 2024. Final notice was mailed on June 17, 2024. Notice of hearing was mailed out in August 27, 2024. I've been in contact with the property owner, Ms. Virginia, and we're asking the magistrate to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 91 days to come in compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter. I will let the respondent to speak.
Yes, I just want to be clear. I'd love to get an extension.
Please state your name for the record.
Oh, I'm sorry, Virginia Hornaday,
Okay.
and I'm requesting an extension for the filing of the permit. I was just able to get a new roofing contractor to step in place and have notified the old roofing contractor that's now licensed expired. So I just need time to accomplish all of this.
So the city is seeking 91 days.
Perfect.
Okay, all right. So order, you have 91 days, which will be January 16th, 2025, or a fine of $50 a day will commence.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Good luck to you.
Our next case is on page 19, Chief Leonardo Martinez. Property address 720 Isle of Palms Drive. Owner Lisa M. Porterman, case number BE 231104141. This case was first heard on 6/20/24 to comply by 8/22/24. One section not complied at $50. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $2,750, which continues to accrue.
Chief Inspector Leo Martinez representing the city, case and others as read. The case is not in compliance. I'm going to allow the defendant to speak.
Good
The
morning.
representative to speak.
Good morning, Lisa Quarterman, property owner. First thing, I didn't realize I already was having fines imposed. I thought I had an extension until today. But anyway, I'm currently still in the process with the Board of Adjustment. After I left here the last time, we immediately reached out to them to get a meeting. I have dozens of communications with BOA so that you guys can see this is an everyday thing for me, trying to get this resolved. We first reached out on June 10th. We were able to initially get the meeting August 2nd, but on August 1st, Karen Caballo let me know that the zoning chief was now unavailable, so we had to reschedule for the 7th. I did go in and meet with BOA. You have to have an initial meeting with them, I guess, an initial planning meeting with them. So I met with them. There were 6 people there to begin the process for the variance application. After that, they gave me a host of things that needed to be done, one being a new survey and the rigorous application that had to be filled out. All of that has been done. I have probably over 20 different communications with the survey company, trying to get them to come out and do the survey. That took forever. We finally got everything submitted. I have a completed application with BOA. We were hopeful that we were going to be on the meeting that they had this month.
Have you submitted that, Ms. Quarterman, or you're waiting for the meeting? The completed application has been submitted already?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
To BOA?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
yes.
when was that submitted?
I finally got approval on October 5th. Let me look. Yes, I finally got approval on October 5th from BOA. However, I got an email yesterday morning from Karen Caballo at BOA saying that unfortunately they have had to move my hearing or it says the application was moved to December's agenda.
December.
Yes, December. And that's, I swear to you, this is not for lack of me not trying. It's every day I try to do something to get this done. I've had to print over 300 envelopes, that get sent out to all my neighbors, get signs made. I've actually walked to all the neighbors to get them to help approve.
We
Yes,
just
sir.
we just want to ask you a question. When is the variance? What is the date? Do you have a date?
All she put on here was the December agenda. I guess I could probably look up and see when is the December agenda.
Okay, the city would you're gonna request an extension?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I can email you. I'll get in touch with Karen over at BOA and find out what is the date of the December agenda.
So how many days?
Hopefully, hopefully I get an answer at the December agenda, wouldn't you? I don't know. I've never done that.
Why don't we grant an extension till January and have her reappear in January, because that way it gives her opportunity
Okay.
to get
I appreciate it. I promise I'm trying.
I see that. So 91 days would be January. I'm going to grant extension for January 16th, which is 91 days.
Okay.
And then I'm going to do a notice to reappear as well for January 16th hearing.
Okay.
Okay, and that way.
And do I have those fines? I didn't know I had fines. I thought I didn't.
Well, I'm going to stop the fines today, and then we
Okay.
can address them later, but there are
Okay.
fines that are running. I'm sorry?
Is the variance? December 11th.
Oh, the hearing's December 11th.
The Board of Adjustment.
Okay, so your hearing's December 11th. So
Thank you.
we're going to come back anyway January 16th. I'm going to grant your extension. I'm going to stop the fines today.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome. And then we're going to have you reappear, okay?
Okay.
So that way we can get a progress report.
And I'll be in communication with you.
Send me an email.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Our next case is on page 8, Inspector Preston Mark, case number BE 24020019, property address 5292 Northeast 18th Terrace. Owner Kathleen Boyston, Kathleen Boyston Revocable Living Trust, posted at the property on 9/24/24, posted at 1 East Brow Boulevard, 10324. This is a new business.
Preston Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. This is an expired permit related to a property stated in today's agenda. I have contacted the owner, Zachary Rose, who indicated that, the contractor, Zachary Rose, who indicated that they have not done any work at this address, and as the contract was canceled. They have submitted void applications to void the permits. However, the master permit is still shown as expired in our records. This is resulting from the fact that there is a pending field inspection that must be conducted before this application is approved. The city is requesting 42 days to comply and $50 a day thereafter. You can respond.
Okay. Hi. Thanks, Preston. My name is Kathleen Boydston. I'm the homeowner. Preston's kind of summarization is accurate. The original contractor left the job the Friday before they were going to start. We had since tried to change the contractor to no success. I tried to upload the void paperwork into the Lauder build system, and I'm not able to, given the original contractor was the one that did it. I've submitted that void request to Preston, to the Permit Solutions email address, actually I think even to Andrew back here at one point, and it's just a bit of a circular process. And so if a site inspection is required, I would request that there's a date given or a date by which the city needs to do the inspection so that we can close out the process.
So the city's seeking that you come into compliance within 42 days.
Within 40, and so my ask is, when would the city do the inspection?
Well, that's, you'll have to
What
meet
I
with
would
them.
what I would do is I would get in touch with the chief building inspector, Bill Kramer. I'll provide you with that information, and we'll see exactly when that inspection will be conducted.
Okay, because giving me the ask to do it within 42 days when the accountability is on the city to have it done is a bit hard.
But I believe it might already been scheduled. I'm not sure. So we will. I would need to check our records to see if it's already scheduled.
Okay, is there a date that we can note in the record that the inspection would need to be done by the city?
We don't handle that area. We're in the enforcement side, so I'd have to defer to the field inspectors to give you that answer.
And what's the escalation path?
So it's November 28th, and if you're not in compliance by November 28th, it's a fine of $50 a day.
And what's the escalation path for me? I'm sorry, I'm not. For me, this process is really like you're telling me that I have to have an inspection, but I don't know what the step is to get an inspection done. So I
believe your application is already in. The only thing that is left is for an inspection. I can't say that it's already scheduled at this point. So if you get with me after, we'll check out the records and see if it's scheduled.
Okay, and then tell me the date again.
You have till November 28th, which is 42 days, or a fine of $50 a day will start on November 28th, not before that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, good luck.
Our next case is on page 10. Inspector Andrew Gebbia, property address 1150 Southwest 24th Avenue, owner MCO Holdings LLC, case number BE 24060011. Notice posted at the property on 9/24/24, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 10/3/24.
Good morning. Andrew Gebbia, building inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. This property was cited for violation under FBC 2023-105.1, work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to demolition, electric, and plumbing. Case was opened on 6/6/24. The inspection report was mailed on 6/7/2024. Final notice was mailed on 7/11/2024. And the special magistrate notice was mailed on 8/13/2024. I arrived at the property on 6/6/2024. I knocked on the door and nobody answered. There were signs of construction outside the property, paint cans, spackle buckets, some tools. All the windows were covered up from the inside, and I left a courtesy note on the door. The city is requesting the magistrate to find that the violations exist and grant the property owner 63 days to come into compliance or $50 a day thereafter. I'll allow the respondent to speak.
Hello, Michael Gandia. So the tools that he found, actually, I took a picture of them and I sent them to the tenants asking if they're theirs. I don't know if he has a picture of the tools, but I do. And the tenant said they are theirs. They said the only thing that wasn't theirs was the jack. So,
but it's a violation for demolition, electrical, and plumbing.
Right.
It's not exactly about the tools.
No, but he had. I called him and he said he did not see any work being done. It was really somebody that called in that said they heard the work being done, they saw the work, but then when he went, he said he found nothing. So I said, what permits do I need for electrical, plumbing, or demolition? Like, what is there to be done?
Well, the reason why I didn't see anything inside because all the windows and the doors were covered up with black shades. So referring to the pictures off of Zillow, it's clear to me that there's a brand new air conditioning unit right there, and that bathroom is fairly new from Zillow. It's brand new. It looks brand new. So that's my assumption and my deduction on why there was work performed at this property without obtaining a permit.
I understand what you're saying. However, those photos are from when they were selling the property. You need to check the dates on those photos, and none of that furniture is mine.
That's not relevant. If there's no permits in the system for that new bathroom, it's still the property owner's responsibility to obtain those permits.
What bathroom has no permits?
That bathroom, you checked? Yeah. No permits. That's not an original bathroom to a house.
Do you know, how is that not an original bathroom to a house? How do you know that?
When did you purchase the property?
In April 2024.
So it's possible that when you purchase it, the prior owner may have done the work without a permit, and when you purchase the property, you purchase it with any violations that may or could have existed, and that's probably what's happening. is that maybe your prior owner.
But he made a new claim that I was doing demolition plan based on a phone call from
I
a
understand.
tenant.
No, I understand, but you still, even if they go inspect the property and they find that the bathroom has been updated without permitting from the prior owner, you're still responsible for their lack of pulling the permits.
I understand, but is this about that or about that phone call he received saying that?
It's really irrelevant at this point.
Yeah. So, Your Honor, for the record, the property was constructed in 1952. So it's safe to say that if there are no permits on file from 1952 to present, that is not a bathroom from 1952.
The best thing you could do is have them come and inspect the property and see what permits are in the system. If there's no permits in the system, you're going to have to get an after-the-fact permit. You're going to have to get it into compliance.
I really don't know what to say about that because when he came to me, it was about something totally different. It was not about bathrooms and all of this. He's bringing up, he did not tell me anything when I called him about any bathrooms. In fact, his exact words, if you go on the website, is that he cannot find any of these things being done. So he cannot find any demolition or plumbing, and he says the windows are closed. That's all he says.
The reason why is because I could not see inside. There were shades everywhere in every window. And electrical and plumbing would be conducive to renovating a bathroom.
These pictures were prior to that phone call that the person made, so it wasn't me. It wasn't at that time he showed up. So this case is about that phone call. And then he started to...
The case, sir, is about the written documents and the pictures and the testimony presented today. The violation is not a phone call. The violation is a Florida Building Code violation for work done without permit, as evidenced by the pictures presented today and the inspector's testimony. Now, you said that how do we know that that bathroom was not original bathroom? That is not an original bathroom from 1951.
No, it's not. This was done.
Unless there are permits in the system reflecting a new bathroom from 1951 to October 2024, that bathroom needs to be permitted. That would include electrical and plumbing work.
Okay, well, I'd like some, because I didn't know this when I spoke to Andrew, I'd like some time to actually go back and look for, maybe contact the owner, the previous owner, what contractors they use, to see if they had applied for any permits, because I bought the house and, everything was free and clear when I purchased it.
Okay, well, the city is requesting that you have 63 days to get in compliance. So I'm going to grant the city's request. Obviously, if you run into a problem, stay in touch with the inspector. But you have until December 19th to get in compliance, or there'll be a fine of $50 a day. So, like you said, contact the owner and look in the city records to see if there's any permits that have been pulled. If they have not been pulled, then you're going to have to get a contractor and do an after-the-fact permit.
Okay, all right.
Okay, all right, good luck to you.
Our next case, Chief Leonardo Martinez on page 24. Property address 5070 North State Road 7. Owner, Orange Ave Hospitality, LLC. Case number BE 2308-0121. This case was first heard on 2/15/24 to comply by 8/13/24. One section not complied at $100. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $6,400, which continues to accrue.
Chief Inspector Leonardo Martinez representing the city, case and address as read. The case is not in compliance. I'm going to let the representative to speak.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Please state your name.
My name is Ramsan Ghulam Ali.
What's your relation to the property?
I'm one of the owners for the property.
All right, thank you.
So we hired an engineer and we started the work and all that. I think first time when it was inspected, it was not done properly. And George, our engineer, he had filed for an extension.
Wait, I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time hearing you. Maybe you can come a little closer to the mic or speak up a little.
I'll let him speak.
Okay, that'll be better. Okay, thank you.
How you doing? My name is Pierre Wiskin, and I'm the chief engineer for the property. So in this case here, we did get, letters from the city, but, this work that we're getting done, we completed, there was, 2 parts to it, a structural and electrical. Structural was completed, electrical had some issues. We went ahead and had the engineer file for extension, and after the engineer filed for extension, we went ahead and got most of the work completed. The only thing that we have left was the pool area. So they did send us an updated report, which shows, all repairs has been, which shows that we're making progress. We're trying to get the work completed. It's just that it's a very old property. So the bonding wire that was supposed to, that they did, the pool company came out and, try to repair it. And when they came out, it didn't pass the inspection. So, within that time, it was just like, we didn't have any updates or anything. So we thought that the engineer was going to file for extension for us again, but apparently he didn't. So, like I said, I have the updated report, and, I did not know, is that the 6,400, is that like initial fine, and then you guys will
So
add?
you had a compliance date of August 13th, and you were not in compliance by August 13th, so the fine started to run on August 13th, and they've been running at $100 a day through today's date, and that's why they're $6,400.
Your Honor, this is again a builder certification case. They didn't, they don't have an active permit for what I spoke to them previous now, so that's the reason why they couldn't apply for an extension. So that's why the city is requesting the fines to be imposed.
Okay, so the fines are going to be imposed once they provide you, I guess, once you get the engineer report, you'll readdress the fines. Are you going to do the same as the other case and vacate them or no?
What we're going to do, they can get the permit, provide the letter, and then from there, we're going to let them know how we're going to move on.
Okay.
Because
Not to interrupt, but, do we need, because we're providing that, do we need a clear report, for the fine to stop? Because it's showing that we're...
The first is obtaining a permit. If you are doing work, you should have a permit. We're talking about the pool area, right?
Yeah.
So you need a permit for that. You need to apply for the permit so you can do the work. And then after you apply for the permit and obtain the permit, your engineer of record can send us a letter. And then we're going to let you know how we're going to move forward. This is totally different to the case that we have previous, because the other person has already the permits issued. They're just missing the letter. In this case, there is no even a permit issue.
Okay.
The reason why is because it's just it was missing a bonding wire, so I don't think a permit was required for that. But I'm in contact with the pool company, and they told me that at the time they didn't need a permit for that work, because it's the ground bonding wire, because it was just missing from that's the wire that goes around the pool that connects to the.
Your Honor, the point is that there is no a clean report that can comply this case. They are out of compliance, and that's what the city is requesting.
Okay, I'm going to grant the city's request, and then once you're in compliance, we can deal with mitigation.
Okay, and how long do we have? I know
you're already you're getting fined daily, so you don't have any. You missed your compliance date. You need to get into compliance as soon as possible to stop the fines from running.
Okay.
And then once your fines are stopped running, we can set a hearing. You can request mitigation.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, can we ask for some clemency, because business has been very bad?
I'm sorry?
Can we ask for some leniency in the fines? Because
yes, you can. Once you're in compliance, either you can come before a magistrate and ask for mitigation, or the city has an amnesty program that you can apply for, which may also be a very good solution for you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Larry.
Our next case is a new business case on page 7, Inspector Preston Mark, property address 1202 Northeast 3rd Ave, case number BE 2404-0094, owner George Arvanitis, George Papaz and Bill Arvanitis, sorry for the mispronunciation. Notice posted at the property on 9/24/24, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 10324. Do I have a respondent here for 1202 Northeast 3rd Ave? They left? Okay.
Okay.
All right, we'll recall that case then. Moving on to page 12. Inspector Andrew Gebbia, property address 5320 North Power Line Road, 100. Owner, Desert Power Line Out Parcel LLC. Case number BE 24050142. Notice posted at the property on 9/26/24. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 10/3/24.
Good morning. Andrew Gebbia, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. There are expired permits related to this property as stated in today's agenda. I have spoke with Andrea a handful of times. The city is requesting 63 days to comply or $50 a day thereafter.
Andrea Norman, the property manager, and I have been speaking with the inspector, and we would like to accept the offer of 63 days.
All right, so ordered.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Moving on to page 6, Inspector Preston Mark, property address 905 Southwest 22nd Street, case number BE 24040029. Is there anyone here for 905 Southwest? Okay. Case number BE 24040029, owner 5 Star Renovation and Construction LLC. Notice posted at the property on 9/24/24. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 10/3/24.
Preston Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. The property was cited under violation Florida Building Code 2023 105.1 for illegally performing work without obtaining the required permits. In the following manner, but not limited to, the installation of a new wooden fence and AC units. The case was opened 4/4/24, mail inspection report mailed 4/9/24, final notice mailed 5/13/24, and special magistrate notice mailed 8/28/24. I visited the property to investigate a complaint for work being done without permits. During my inspection, I observed workers installing a new wooden fence and gate at the property. I also noticed that there were AC units installed at the side of the property, and as a result, I requested to see the permits. The homeowner, Mr. Joseph Young, indicated that he's in the process of getting the permits for this, and also spoke with me yesterday indicating that he is not going to pursue getting permits for the fence as it has been removed completely. I am expecting to go out at some point in the near future to visit the property to confirm this. Our records show that he currently has a permit in process for the AC units, with the status being awaiting client reply. The city is requesting that the magistrate find the violation exists and to grant the property owner 35 days to come in compliance or a fine of $50 a day thereafter.
How you doing? Good morning.
Please state your name for the record.
My name is Rowdy Joseph. Everything he's saying is accurate. I would like 60 days if possible, just to get the relationship that I need to get to make sure, because I have the part of the AC is the electrical aspect of it that needs to be done, and I'm having a hard time to find the right person to actually get it done. So if they give me 60 days for sure, this should be fully resolved.
Okay, no problem. I would support the 63 days to get this done, or a fine of $50 a day thereafter.
Okay, so I'm going to grant 63 days, which will be December 19th, or a fine of $50 a day, okay?
Thank you.
All right,
Appreciate
good
it.
luck to you.
No
You're
problem.
welcome.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 13. Our next case is on page 13. Inspector Andrew Gebbia, property address 825 Northeast 18th Street, owner Edward Baptista, case number BE 231-00227. This case was first heard on 6/20/24 to comply by 8/1/24. one section not complied at $50. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $3,800, which continues to accrue.
Good morning, Building Inspector Andrew Gebbia presenting case and address as read. This case is not complied. Permit BLD-GEN 240-20513 is awaiting client reply. On 10/4/24, there was a communication stating additional information was needed on that particular permit to comply the case. The city is requesting fines to be imposed. I'll allow the respondent to speak.
My name's Edward Baptista. I was in the process of getting, as the Lauderdale Bill thing says, it's everything submitted that needs to be submitted to get the permit and to have it inspected. Because I was up north taking care of a relative, and I drove back down to go over all the paperwork that I had, and I submitted the correct affidavits. So as my Lauderdale Bill thing says, it's awaiting approval for the permit.
Okay.
And
So
once
where
it's-
is the approval with the city right now, or are you waiting for comments back from the owner?
We're waiting for comments back. I believe it was
the affidavit.
an affidavit of
That's-
owner builder permit. It wasn't notarized.
That's submitted. I've submitted the one that because I went to the permit. Went to the woman, have it done. She notarized it, and the affidavit that has been submitted, and I'm just waiting on it because it says it was processed, and when I checked the Lauderdale Bill yesterday, it says it was being processed.
So so the city wants the fines to be imposed and the fines to continue. That's what they're seeking.
I asked if it could. I've been trying to get the permit.
How much time do you need to get in compliance?
I'm just waiting for them to get back to me to approve the permit and come and inspect it. That's all it's waiting for, is just to be inspected and the permit to be approved. I already paid for the permit.
So the city have any objection to 35 days extension?
No objection to 35 days.
All right, so I'm going to grant you I'm going to stop the fines today. I'm going to grant you an extension till November 21st, okay, which is 35 days, or the fines will restart, okay?
Okay, so just be in contact with the permit department on getting the schedule, because all I'm waiting for is them to approve the permit and to schedule an inspection. That's all I'm waiting on.
Okay.
Because everything's completed and it's in compliance, it's built the way it's supposed to be built, so there shouldn't be any problem with the inspection.
Okay, just you need to make sure you're on top of it, because right now you have $3,800 in fines. You can request amnesty or, a mitigation from the magistrate, but just want you to know you have those fines that are pending already.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank
All right,
you.
but I gave you an extension. All
right. Our next case is on page 3, Senior Inspector Jose Sadagusti. Property address 2520 Laguna Terrace. Owner, Mirtha A. Camacho, Jennifer G. Camacho, homestead exempted. Case number BE 24050177. Notice posted at the property on 9/27/24. Posted at 1 East Broward Boulevard, 10/3/24.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presenting the case as read. I received the case from email regarding the property for works without permit on records. The property was sited for complete renovation, including mechanical, electrical, plumbing, and structural, partition walls, new panels, new AC, and pool resurfacing without permit. Under Florida Building Code 2023, Section 105.1, and Florida Building Code 2023, Section 115.3, work continuing without permit after property survey with the store work order. The case was opened on May 29, 2024. Inspection report was mailed on May 30, 2024. Final notice was mailed on July 26, 2024. And notice of hearing was mailed on September 3rd, 2024. I have been in contact with the property owner, Ms. Mirtha Camacho, and we are asking the magistrate to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 91 days to come in compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter. Order to be recorded, and I will let the respondent to speak.
My name is Mirta Camacho. What the inspector says is correct. I do have an electrical permit. My electrician, Kelling Electric, they pulled a permit, which I didn't know. It was only to change the boxes outside the house. But he continued doing work inside the house, and I thought he had a whole permit. So he only did one portion permitting, but not the rest of the house. As far as the air condition, we had south cooling. They pulled a permit. These people never come back to have the rough inspection or the final inspection on the ACs. So I hired another company, Prosperity, and they are doing a change of contractor to finish the work for the AC.
Okay, well, the city just wants to give you compliance for 91 days, that's
Sure.
all. Okay, so you have a compliance of 91 days, which would be January 16, 2025, or a fine of $50 a day.
Please, I would like to have an
each of the
extension so we
violations.
can complete any paperwork that is needed to have these permits issued.
Wait, I'm sorry, I didn't hear- what did you ask me?
An extension. I'm
They're
asking
giving
for
you
an
91 days.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, the city
Yeah.
is suggesting 91 days, so
Please.
that's what I'm going to grant is 91
Yes.
days for
Yeah,
compliance for
whatever
each.
they need, we are in communication with the inspector.
Okay.
And I do appreciate this. Thank you very much.
And remember, ma'am, they can't continue to work until they obtain permits.
Yeah, we stopped. We're not finishing.
'Cause I saw-
It
as
is the
you-
way the pictures show, Inspector.
Okay. Because as you saw, one of the violations was continuing to work through a stop work order.
I think that was the AC. They went, I contacted 2 or 3 companies for them to come and see the air condition. So they were just trying to see what to do, but now they did a change of contractor. So hopefully that will take care of it, okay?
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Our next case is on page 23, Chief Leonardo Martinez, property address 2901 West Commercial Boulevard, owner Westcom Partners LLC and all others, in care of Freshwater Group LLC. Excuse me. Case number BE 23070381. This case was first heard on 1/18/24 to comply by 2/29/24. One section complied at $100. Total accrued fines, $2,900. The city is requesting to reduce to administrative costs of $1,275.
Chief Leo Martinez representing the city, case and address as read. The case is in compliance. Just gonna let the representative speak.
Good morning. My name is Daryl Bencomo. I'm the regional manager for the company. Just came,
Okay, so
Yeah.
ordered, administrative
Thank you.
costs.
All right.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 8. It's a new business case. Inspector Andrew Gebbia, property address 705 Southwest 20th Street, case number BE 24060127. Owner Michelle Joy Duke, Samuel Jose Gonzalez. Notice posted at the property on 9/24/24, posted at 1 East Route Boulevard, 10/3/24.
Good morning. Andrew Gebbia, building inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. This property was cited for violation under FBC 2023-105.1, work legally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to a carport conversion. This case was opened on 6/25/24. The inspection report was mailed on 6/25/24. Final notice was mailed on 7/30/2024, and a special magistrate notice was mailed on 8/30/2024. I arrived at the property on 6/25/2024 via a complaint that a carport was converted into a garage. I observed that the carport was closed up and converted into a bedroom with one window. I checked records and there was no permit issued for this work done. Recently, I have checked my notes, and permit BLD-GEN 240-80361 is currently in review. The city is requesting the magistrate to find that the violations exist and grant the property owner 63 days to come into compliance or $50 a day thereafter.
Hi, Michelle Gonzalez.
I've been in contact with you. My name is Samuel Gonzalez. I've been in contact with you since the day that you were in front of my yard when you put the violation.
Yeah.
I've been trying to stay in contact. Now it's like you have to be an engineer or a mechanical engineer to deal with your website to create permits and applications. It's not easy. But since the day that you told me, I have not done nothing else in there. I have paid money to get the permits. I spoke with you for
I've spoken with you,
35
yes.
minutes.
Yeah, so we have.
And I've been strictly in contact.
So we stopped, and now we have a permit. We
Okay.
weren't sure. We waited to this point to move
continue.
forward. So we can move forward now with the permit that we have, and
Sure. So basically, the city wants you to get in compliance. There's no fines that are running. The city's requesting that you get into compliance within 63 days. If you're not in compliance in 63 days, which would be December 19th, then you would get a daily fine of $50 a day. But right now, there's no fines running.
okay. So we have the permit, and it's not going to be a bedroom. It's not
It's gonna be a
permanent. It's
storage.
just a storage.
I don't have,
'Cause
even
we don't
have
have
a door.
we don't have a garage.
I'm
so
jumping
that's
in
why.
through the window in the living room to get into the storage area.
Okay, so my only question is 63 days sufficient based on your work with your contractor? You said you
No,
have a
I'm
permit.
doing it myself.
Owner.
Oh, you're doing it.
That's why we did. I
that's why
did
we
it the
weren't
way I
sure.
did it because
We were
I
given
was
bad
under the
advice.
impression that we didn't have to pull a permit
Because it had a
it was
roof
under the roof
and
the floor and everything, and we're not lifting it. We're not doing a bedroom.
So-
we're only using it as storage because it's a small house. We don't have much place to put stuff.
Okay, so
So then-
anyway, you need a permit. You
We do.
pulled the permit.
No, they haven't pulled a permit.
Oh, they
They've
haven't pulled it.
applied for a permit.
No, we have it. We have one online.
Is it issued?
I paid
Yeah, we paid it and
$200
everything.
Is it issued? Because I looked yesterday and it said it was in review.
Oh.
That means it's not issued yet.
No, that's why I tell you.
It's confusing.
Your website is
It's not
extremely
easy
confusing.
So we paid. We did everything. We went
Right.
to the city. We did the where they
The affidavit that we had to notarize.
notarize in
and go to
person, all
the-
that, and then we paid it online, and then I guess now we're just waiting.
It's being reviewed by the city. They're looking over all the documents and
Oh,
seeing
it's
if
in
everything is
review.
proper. And once they look at it and they see everything is the way it should be, then they'll issue the permit.
How long does that normally take? Because it's been a couple weeks already since we did that.
I don't have an answer for how long it's going to take. I can't say that.
So we can't move forward until we actually have the permit in hand. It
Yes.
will be emailed or in the portal or sent to us.
It
How do
would
we
be
get that?
emailed in the portal.
It'll be in the portal. Okay, so
Is compliance with just having the permit or final inspections and the permit?
This complies with just having the permit issued. My
Okay.
case.
Okay.
And then after that, they'll have to get their final inspections.
Okay, so
to
63
complete.
days should be enough time for you to get a permit in an issued status, okay?
Okay.
So you have until December 19th or a fine of $50 a day, okay? So just stay in touch with the inspector if you have any problems.
what if we need more time? What do we do in that case?
Then I guess request another hearing. But
Just as long as you keep in contact with me, we'll work together and we'll try and get everything accomplished.
I've sent you numerous emails. I've called you numerous times.
We spoke before, yeah.
We've only spoke one time.
No,
The one
we
time
don't.
that you were in front of my house. That's the only time.
No, we spoke on the phone after that.
Okay, we'll make sure, we'll make sure we keep up with you then. Okay, thank you.
All right,
Thank
good
you.
luck to you.
Our next case is on page 7, Inspector Preston Mark, property address 1900 South Ocean Drive, owner Breakwater Towers Corp. Case number BE 24040163. Notice delivered via personal service on 9/25/24. Notice posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 10/3/24.
Preston Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. The property was cited for violation under Florida Building Code 2023-105.1, work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to: the installation of plumbing without a permit, including the replacement of cast iron pipes with PVC. The case was opened 4/23/24, inspection report mailed 4/24/24, and final notice mailed 7/17/24. and the special magistrate notice mailed 9/11/24. I visited this property to investigate the complaint of work being done without permits. I also met with the unit owner, Melissa Butler, who showed me the work being done at her unit, which extended to several units above and below. I also met with the property manager, Paul Cipriano, who indicated that the work was done as a result of an emergency repair in vent stack number 2 of this building. They had already have a permit issued for the work, but upon review with the chief building inspector, we determined that this permit needed to be voided and a new permit, commercial permit, should be pulled for the entire building repairs. We also had several conversations and meetings with Chief Henry Salvador, Bill Kramer, the board president, and the contractor regarding this issue. The requirements on how to come in compliance has been discussed, and today the permits are still awaiting client reply for corrections. Records show that there are 2 permits open for the plumbing work and also for the structural work. Given the lack of progress in this case, the city is requesting that the magistrate find the violations exist and to grant the property owner 35 days to come in compliance or fine of $100 per day thereafter. I will allow the respondents to speak.
Good morning, Preston. Good morning,
Morning.
all.
Please state your name for the record.
Rico Polini. I'm one of the directors of Breakwater Towers Association. I'm very familiar with this case. There was a very big leak. The building's it's built around 1965. A couple cast iron lines corroded. It took a lot to find the leak. We did damage probably 6 or 7 apartments. The bulk of the work was done over at weekends. It never happened like Monday through Friday, 8 in the morning. It's always at night or weekends, which you know you can't run and get permits quickly. So we brought a licensed plumber in. He opened up, he stopped the leaks. Okay, in between this, we had a little issue with one of the owners. They're suing the building. They want to be bought out. They're not happy with us. And what they do is they keep going to the building department complaining weekly, sometimes daily. So we have, the building department has a lot of pressure from this owner, complaining. We couldn't get this done on a smaller level, just with a permit, a minor permit. We brought a contractor in that specializes in violation removals and closing these walls up. We hit a couple of dead ends. There's such a shortage of engineering. They want a blueprint drawn on this thing because there is a fireproof wall. There's a shortage of engineers because you have this big wind mitigation problem. You have half of South Florida running for hurricane windows, these 50 and 60-year reports. We probably called 15 engineers without even getting responses back. We had appointments that were broken. That's when we brought Armando in. His company handles this. He had a similar problem with his own engineers. So we're very aware of this. We didn't fall asleep on it. We met with Preston's people quite a few times. We really just need time.
How much time do you need?
Armando, please chime in.
All we're missing right now, by the way, Armando with ACP Construction, the contractor. Right now, the comments that they're waiting for is the elevation certificate. That's all that's missing. So we've spoken to various surveyors and engineers to try to get this elevation certificate done. Nobody wants to take it on, you know what I mean? So that's kind of, we have 2 surveyors now that they told us to give us to the end of the week, tomorrow, and they'll let us know if they could do it or not, but that's the roadblock that we're in. We've provided everything you guys have asked for, and this is the last thing, and of course, it's the most complicated one.
Does the city have any objection to 63 days? You had requested 30 days.
I believe we want us to bring a surveyor in to measure something on the 16th floor for a hole that's 2 foot by 2 foot. You know, that's a weird situation. This is a simple matter. Inspect the plumbing. We have access to everything. Let us close the place up. You know, we were put on hold.
I believe.
Well, sir, you were put on hold because you did all the work illegally without permits. Let's be clear about that. Just
You
say,
gotta understand
yes.
how it happens. You guys had no provisions. What do you do in the middle of a night? Tell me. What do you do on a weekend?
You can do.
And I brought a licensed plumber in here. He says he made no progress. He would call me from the building department
But
and stop him.
But in terms of emergency repairs, once the work is done, you would need to apply for permits the following business day. So that is one of the requirements by the Florida Building Code. So in this situation, I understand what you're saying. I've been in touch with the chief, Henry Salvador. He actually would need to get involved with this to some degree. I'm not aware of the requirements for the elevation certificate, but if that's the case, we will bump that up to maybe 50.
I'm going to do 63
That
days, okay?
stopped us more than 2.5 months. He brought
So
this in.
what's your estimate, Armando, in terms of getting this elevation certificate?
The elevation certificate right now, it's just trying to find a surveyor that will do it. All their responses is, why is the city asking for
Yeah, but you got to
elevation
give us
certificate?
some idea of when,
Right.
possibly when that can happen.
Bring this to my attention. Why are we needing that for a hole like this big on the 16th?
That's on the regulatory side, that's not before this body. So
Yeah.
you've had time, I assume,
but
to
I'm
go
addressing
in.
this with the magistrate to show the frustration that this is causes. We do want to comply. We do want this to end. I want those walls closed.
Okay, but the question is not properly asked in this venue. The question could be easily asked either with the plumbing chief, the chief building inspector, the permitting side, not this, at this hearing.
Yeah, so
And he should know that.
Yeah, 100%. So what I'll do, I think 63 days would give us
Okay.
enough time to work on getting the elevations, and then we will address with Preston and the chief, Salvador, regarding the elevation or the FEMA appraisal that they're requesting.
Perfect. All right, so
And
you're
then we can
compliant,
reappear for update if it's not done. We can have.
reappear? Sure, well, if we reappear, the next hearing date would be 91 days. It's not until January. So do you want to give 91 days and then? It's up to you.
It would help us because of this delay down with the engineers.
No, we'll leave it at 63 days.
Okay.
And then I'll speak with them, and if they need an extension, they'll have to send me an email.
Okay.
Okay, so it'll be December 19th, which is 63 days, and stay in contact with him.
Perfect.
Or $100 a day. $100 a day.
Thank you.
Perfect, thank you.
Have a good day.
All right.
Our next case is on page 13, Senior Inspector Jose Saragusti, property address 3700 Gulf Ocean Drive, number 1203, case number CE 1202-1671, owner Nig T. Trong. This case was first heard on 5/21/15 to comply by 7/2/15. Fine suspended as noted. One section not complied at $50. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $153,750, which continues to accrue.
I see.
Jose Saragusti, building inspector for the city, presenting the case number as read. The case is not comply. I will let the respondent to speak.
My name is Na Trung, the owner. At first, they told me I could do it myself, pull the permit, and then have a final inspection. And then I had to send this letter for hold harmless for replacing the contractor, which I got the letter back. I have a whole file on it, but I don't have it with me because I got a puppy for an emotional support dog, and she's been quite a handful. And right now, the association is suing me for back, because I got hit by a garbage truck, and so I had to get all these procedures. So my life is just talking to doctors and lawyers all the time. So, and then I just had ablation. So they said I'd have a lot more pain before I get to the 6 months to a year pain relief. So I called.
So wait, this is a 2015 violation. When was your car? When was the accident?
2015.
2016. You were
15.
injured?
And anyways, so I've been dealing with that, and I just still have a lot of chronic pain, and I had to get physical therapy and the ablations. I mean, the ablations over here, they already did in June, and it's 6 months to a year relief, and it's starting to go down my back. But that doesn't say anything about that. But so I was calling around to get, because they said, so basically when I did that, I got a letter back saying that I had to get a contractor. So I started calling window contractors, or got on a list, and they started calling me a bunch. But the thing is, it's such a small project that no one wants to take it. So I applied for the weatherization program, and I got approved for it. So they just have to call me and for the waiting list, and then they'll probably help me with the permit.
Well, when did you get approved?
9/25, the date. 9/25 it says here, and it says you have met the eligibility criteria for the weatherization rehab program. Sorry, and it says you have been placed on our waiting list to receive services, and something about you wait for them to call and make an appointment with me. So I got all that done, but the thing is, originally, the inspector that inspected my windows, he said that he could pass it, but I ordered a large missile, which is for the lower floors, and I'm on the 12th floor, and it required it. I thought it would insulate me from more noise, but I asked him, do you think this is large or small? And then there was minor details, and I said, just don't pass it. I want to get it done right. And the window company went bankrupt. Okay. So I just don't, like I've been thinking, and I'm kind of upset, because I'm like, why wouldn't they regulate the contractors, and then all this ends up on my lap, you know?
I mean, you have $153,000 running because of window permits that expired.
2.7.
Right. How much for these windows?
Like $9,000.
How much time do you need?
I'm waiting for the weatherization program, because right now,
are you familiar with
because
that
I'm disabled, so my income's limited, and I have a.
Can I see that letter?
After the last hearing.
Let me see your letter. Thank you.
You got to go back. Yeah, just so they can record it. Thank you.
Yeah, and I have an attorney dealing with Chad Van Horn. He's on TV for the bankruptcy.
So what does this give you? Free help?
They just free help. They just help me with whatever, and they'll probably help me with the permit and probably whatever, you know, because I had tenants in there and they pushed the door and there's a little space and stuff, and there was some window locks, you know, and try to buy and replace, and it's just been tough, especially with the chronic pain and everything. And then I got a puppy for an emotional support dog, and she's not housebroken. And I'm on the 12th floor, you know, trying to, you know, just, and the pain. So I've been trying to cage train, and people are like, oh, that's cruel. And then she'll go, you know, she's mischief. She's like a little Yorkshire Terrier, Yorkie. I mean, I had one in 2006. I had my dad babysitting, and then someone stole it. And I'm from Kansas. I was shocked that people would steal someone's pets. So a lot of little traumatic situations I'm going through. I have a psychiatrist that helps me with stuff like that. Because with chronic pain, you're physically disabled, but eventually it'll break you down mentally. So, yeah, so I'm, you know, and I have 3 degrees, and it's really hard for me to sit around the house and do nothing and take care of stuff. So I'm calling doctors, making appointments. I did my right. I'm waiting for them to do my left. And then this was done in June, so I'll probably start getting, because it's only 6 months to a year of relief, you know? So it's like for the rest of my life, because of this garbage Waste Pro company hit me while I was waiting for AAA, you know? And that, I'm dealing with that too. And then the lawsuit from the building, because I have 9 siblings, and my mom was helping me for a while there, but caused too much drama.
I'm unable to figure out what that is. I was trying to Google it.
It's a weatherization program. It helps you with, you know, your windows, any kind of problems you have.
I'm going to give her additional time based on this letter, but you know, we need to see progress. You go back to the mic, because it's gone on for 9 years, you know, and I know you've had horrible circumstances.
Actually, the permit expired in 2007, so longer than that.
Right. Well, your compliance date, I see you had a compliance date of July 2nd, 2015, and then you were given additional time to comply. So,
yeah, I try to keep calling these people the weatherization program.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grant an extension. Stop the fines today, and I want you to come back on January 16th.
Okay.
and that'll be your new compliance date, but that'll be a notice to reappear, because that way you can tell us what's going on. By then, it's 91 days, and hopefully that company will get, you'll have something, okay?
Hopefully, yeah. And I'll try to contact them, but I think I
You
called.
need to be in contact with me.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I think during this
difficult
time,
to call you.
during this time, I called you several times too, early on.
But listen, you don't answer the phone.
I
you
don't?
need to take your phone.
I try. I try.
All right, but
yeah, but it's.
you need to find the strength.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
You're fine.
I've been on top of
Yeah,
it. I mean, I talk to a lot of people, and they want to charge me
Okay,
like
but-
the ridiculous prices, like $2,500
Right,
and
but
stuff
your
like that.
fines are really substantial right now. So
I know, I understand.
So I'm going to stop them today and give you 91 days so you can hopefully
Yeah,
get some
I mean, this is
help.
one of the most important things, and my other attorney's working on that
Okay.
this other issues.
Okay, so you're going to come back on January 16th, okay? And
You're gonna send me a letter, right?
Yes, but I just want you to write it down so you know, okay?
Yeah,
You'll
I
come-
will.
Okay.
January 16th.
So, Your Honor, just for the record, I found the website, and I'm not sure that this will solve the problem, but this specific entity says that weatherization is not about home repairs or renovations. The program is only intended to reduce the monthly energy burden on low-income households by improving the energy efficiency of the home.
Well, by reducing the energy efficiency of the home, I read further that they usually give up to $2,800 to provide certain repairs. I mean, I was on that website for a while.
All right, well, I hope it helps. If they can't help
Yeah.
you, you're going to have to find another solution.
Yeah. I'm gonna fix this.
But
It's been a long
Your
time.
Honor, that letter says, we'll keep updating you. She's on hold.
Yeah, I'm on.
Because they're putting letter priority. I read it. And it's a
Correct,
letter
and they
prior-
can update every 6 months, so it could be years
So
before.
if you don't get if you don't hear back from them by January 16th, you're going to have to find another solution, because this
I
is
know.
not.
I
We're not
understand.
going
I understand.
to. Okay. All right. So just you have to figure it out. But
I know.
I did give you 91 more
Yeah,
days.
I'm pretty sure I can find a way to figure it out.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you then.
All right, I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 10. Inspector Andrew Gebbia, property address 921 Pennsylvania Avenue, case number BE 24060090. Owner Zelotis E. Brown. Notice posted at the property on 9/24/24. Posted at 1 East Rock Boulevard, 10324.
This one? I thought it was page 10.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, this one? Page 9?
At the top?
Yeah, top 10.
Top of 10.
Okay, thank you.
Just a fence.
I like when
Good
you sit
morning.
closer to me. Huh?
Andrew Gebbia, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. This property was cited for violation under FBC 2023-105.1, work legally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to a wood fence construction. The case was opened on 6/18/2024. The inspection report was mailed on 6/18/2024. Final notice was mailed on 7/23/24, and a special magistrate notice was mailed on 8/26/2024. I arrived at the property on 6/18/2024. I observed a new built wood fence on the east and west sides of the property with a double gate on the east side and a single gate on the west side. The fence also runs down each side to the back of the property. The city is requesting the magistrate to find that the violations exist and to grant the property owner 63 days to come into compliance or $50 a day thereafter.
Good morning. Please state your name.
Good morning. Zelotis Brown, hyphen
Okay.
Shepherd.
All right, Ms. Brown. So the city wants you to get in compliance in 63 days. So you're going to have to pull a permit for the fence.
Beg pardon?
They want you to get in compliance in 63 days, which means getting a permit for your fence, or they want to fine $50 a day.
I am in the process of getting the permit right here. We got the permit number here, and so I would be grateful for some time.
Right. They're going to give you 63 days, okay? So you have until December 19th to get into compliance,
Okay.
or a fine of $50 a day. So they're giving you 63 days. That's what they're requesting, okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, good luck to you.
And if you need more time, just stay in touch with the inspector.
Yes, please, do so. If you need more time, stay in touch with me, and then we can work out an arrangement, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Our next case is on page 15. Inspector Preston Mark, property address 600 Northeast 17th Way, case number BE 24010067. Owner Brian M. Sharrick. Is there anyone here for 600 Northeast 17th Way? Okay. This case was first heard on 7/18/24 to comply by 9/19/24. One section complied at $50. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $700.
Preston Mark, billing official for the city, presenting case and address as read. This case has complied, however, there are fines pending. The city is requesting that the fines be imposed. The respondent is here to speak.
Benjamin Sens here for the property owner, general contractor. One of the sub-permits that were under the master wasn't able to be pulled. I think there was like 12 or 13 days that the property was not in compliance, and we just asked that, you know, any fines over the administrative fees be waived.
What are the administrative in this one?
I believe the $700 was for the number of days that the case was not in
Right,
compliance.
she's asking what the administrative costs are in this case.
No, I'm not sure. Did you? It was more than 700.
All the permits have been issued, and one of the sub-permits wasn't issued, but we've been calling for inspections this week and should have this closed up shortly.
Yeah, I believe the administrative fees were more, but the administrator, she'll check and get back to us in a minute.
So, sir, as a general contractor, you know that you can't do work without permit, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
This is work after the fact. We haven't done any work at the property without obtaining permit.
The administrative costs are $1,038.31.
So the city is seeking less than the administrative costs. They just want the fines. You're asking for the
So
administrative
the city's
costs.
seeking the $700.
That's all they're seeking.
Correct.
They're waiving the administrative costs.
Okay. Thank
so
you.
You're okay with that now?
And we'll keep you updated on the progress of the permit closure. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to
Okay.
grant the city's request $700.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Our next case, Senior Inspector Alexander Boris on page 2. Property address 3645 Southwest 22nd Street. Owner Stephen M. Grooms Estate. Case number BE 24060092. Notice posted at the property on 9/24/24. Posted at 1 East Royal Boulevard 10/3/24.
Good morning. Alexander Alvarez, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case number and address as read. The property was cited for violation of City Ordinance 9-280C for the pool being in disrepair and unsafe, and also the flat roof structure that is attached to the rear of the building is in disrepair and unsafe. The pool shell at this property literally popped out of the ground, apparently due to hydrostatic pressure, and has created a void around the perimeter. Additionally, the fence is in disrepair, and there appears to be a separate case addressing that particular violation related to the fence. We have been informed that the owner of this property is deceased, and this property is now in probate. We have been in communication with one of the sons and with a representative from Glassman Law Firm. The case was opened on June 17, 2024. Inspection report mailed out June 26, 2024. Final notice 8/2/2024. In the meantime, the city went out and installed some temporary safety orange fencing in an effort, or for safety reasons rather. The city is requesting for the magistrate to find the violation exists and grant the property owner 63 days to come into compliance, or a fine of $50 per day thereafter. The city is also requesting for final notice to be recorded, and here today is a representative from the law firm that is here to provide additional information.
Good
Good morning, Your Honor. Renee Schneider, I'm the senior paralegal for Attorney Gassman. The parties in this case are actually in court today on an evidentiary hearing to determine who the beneficiary is going to be. Mr. Grooms left a will leaving his estate to one of his children only, and the other beneficiaries are adversarial in contesting the validity of the will and who's going to be the personal representative. Unfortunately, they demanded that all work stop on the property because the beneficiary that was entitled pursuant to the will had started to clean up the property. The guy was a level 4 hoarder. You could get like a path into the bathroom and that's about it. So there was dumpsters out there to clear everything out, which we've taken off the property. But until the personal representative gets appointed, unfortunately nobody has the authority to do the repairs on the property. Hopefully that gets resolved today.
Okay, so 63 days should be fine if the judge makes a ruling today then.
Correct.
Okay, so I'm gonna grant the city's request for 63 days, which will be December 19th. Obviously, if you run into a problem with the probate, please let the inspector know so that.
Yeah, there's a 4-hour evidentiary hearing. We've had 6 depositions held for the objections and determine who's going to be the personal representative. The judge should make a ruling today and appoint that person. And once that happens, then we can get the work started on the property.
Okay,
Okay?
all right. So
Thank you.
good luck to you. All right.
Thanks. Have a great day.
Our next case is on page 3. Senior Inspector Jose Saragusti, property address 1615 Northeast 9th Street, 1-2, owner 1617 Northeast 9th Street, LLC. Case number BE 2405-0176. Notice posted at the property on 9/24/24. Notice posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 10/3/24.
Inspector Saragusti, on behalf of the city, presenting the case as read. I received the case from email regarding this property with work on site without permit on records. The property was site for complete remodeling, including structural, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing, under Florida Building Code 2023, Section 105.1. Also, the property, also for property without a certificate of occupancy for a fourplex, under Florida Building Code 2023, Section 111.1. The case was opened on May 29, 2024. Inspection report was mailed on May 31st, 2024. Final notice was mailed on August 2nd, 2024. Notice of hearing was mailed on September 3rd, 2024. I don't have any contact with the owner until yesterday that I received an email from the architect that the plans are already done and they will apply for a permit. We are asking the magistrate to find that the violation exists and to grant the property owner 91 days to come in compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter. Order to be recorded. I will let the respondent to speak.
Hello, how are you? So yes, I'm the property owner. Daniel. Yes, ma'am? Say it again?
What is your full name?
Daniel Ellis. So we got the plans from the architect and we submitted them and we applied for the permit. I think it was yesterday, we applied for the permit. And yeah, I'm just asking for an extension
Okay, so the
of 90
city
days.
just wants 91 days, okay?
Perfect.
All right,
91 days from today, not from the initial one, right?
I'm sorry?
It's 91 days from today?
Correct.
Perfect,
And
no problem.
otherwise, a fine of $50 a day will start if you're not in compliance by January 16, 2025 for each of the 2 violations.
Perfect.
You're welcome.
Good to go? Thank
You're
you, guys.
done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
At this time, Your Honor, the city is requesting a 5-minute recess.
Okay.
Okay, thank you all for your patience. We now will resume our hearing. Our next case is on page 4, Inspector Linda Holloway. Property address 323 Northeast 7th Ave, owner Global Dynamic Group LLC, case number BE 24080093. Notice posted at the property on 9/24/24, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 10/3/24.
Good morning, everyone. Inspector Linda Holloway on behalf of the City of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case BE 24080093, property address 323 Northeast 7th Avenue. The violations were observed on August 8th, 2024. Violation 9-280H1, gate in disrepair, was complied. 9-1, any violation of the Florida Building Code shall be a violation of this section and punishable as provided for this section. There is construction work at this property that was started or completed without obtaining the required permit, consisting of but not limited to a fence was erected without a permit. As previously stated, the broken fence was repaired. However, the fence remains unpermitted. I have been in contact with both the owner and contractor, and permit BLD-GNE-24100331 has been applied for but not yet issued. The city is requesting 56 days or a fine of $50 per day thereafter per this violation.
Okay. Good morning. My name is Fred Rezvani. Oh, wait, your mic isn't on, I don't think. Is that mic on?
Okay. Is this better? Okay. My name is Fred Rezvani. I am the qualifier and the owner of Fred Dinici Construction. We do have a permit submitted for approval. I believe the number you cited is incorrect. I have 24090733. We're expecting to get the permit in the next few weeks. And we would like to accept your extension of 56 days, I believe you said?
Yes.
Okay, so ordered.
Okay, thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 16. Inspector Preston Mark. Property address 2215 Northeast 19th Street. Owner House of Dreams LLC. Case number BE 23120148. This case was first heard on 7/18/24. To comply by 9/19/24. One section not complied at $50. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $1,350, which continues to accrue.
Preston Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. This case has not complied. The respondent is here to address the magistrate.
Yeah, we need more time to...
Please state your name.
Esther Molina, I'm the owner's wife. So I'm here requesting more time to gather all the information that is missing because the contractor is having trouble to get the third parties and all the information that Mr. Preston needs.
Okay.
So we have been in communication, you and I and my husband too.
Yes, the respondent, the owners of this property has cooperated quite well. The city will support 91 days extension and the fines be stayed.
Okay, so
Okay, and I'm requesting, can we stop the fines?
you just said that, yeah.
Okay,
I'm going to
sorry.
stop the fines today.
Okay, thank you.
I'm going to grant an extension of the 91 days, which with the new compliance date of January 16th, 2025, or a fine of $50 a day will restart, okay?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, good luck to you.
Case is on page 19, Chief Leonardo Martinez. Property address 640 Southwest 30th Ave. Owner 640 Southwide Trust Southwide Trust, Jacqueline Hyatt trustee, case number BE 24020128. This case was first heard on 4/18/24. To comply by 5/16/24. Fine suspended as noted. Two sections not complied at $500. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $125,000, which continues to accrue.
Chief Inspector Leo Martinez representing the city. The case is not in compliance. I'm going to let the representative to speak.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hi.
What is your name?
My name is Jacqueline Hyde as trustee. I have been, from the last time that I was here, this is very confusing, but I was able to get most of it done. I did when you're in the website, you really don't understand what you're doing. But I did have a permit number that I did not understand what that was. I did turn it in very early, but the last time I was here, I did not know how to explain that because this is really different for me. So I lost my mom, who was the owner of this property. She was quarantined inside of the house. I'm very emotional over it because she's done a lot in the city of Fort Lauderdale, and she's a very good woman. So when I lost her, she had friends there consoling her, but I had to remove them off the property because she was quarantined until she passed. I then met with Mr. Martinez outside of the gate. He asked, can he come into the property? I explained to him he cannot because of her situation, and plus I'm also very emotional over her. He then explained to me after he took some pictures through the gate that he is going to fine her for the gate. Not the gate, for the enclosure. So I ran right away after getting some idea how this worked by going down and speak to Mr. Dan, who is in the structural department. Thank God for that team down there. And they helped me to get this. And I went ahead and hired everyone except for one thing. The contractor I did upload to his phone. I realized that every time I called the number, I thought that was his cell phone number, and I have all these text messages, but it's his office number. So I apologize to you when I kept saying I'm calling you. It was your office phone that I've been I'm texting you.
Your Honor, we are not here to discuss the case. We're here to impose fines.
Well,
the permit, excuse me.
Okay.
The permit application was submitted on April 18 of 2024 with no plans in it.
Oh, no, I had plans. I apologize.
Also, the case is going, this case has two violations. One is a change of use, which I brought some documentation based on a declaration that the fire department gave us in here, the notice here in this paper, okay? And one of the conversations that I have with Jacqueline, I asked her that allow us in so we can verify. And she said that she will contact Joe Pascarello, which is the ABO of us, because she trusts him. I say, okay, that's fine. Well, we never been allowed into the property. And there is, in the property, the firefighter says that there were like 5 old people. That is in the notes. So the point is that there are 2 violations here. We never been allowed in the property. We don't know what's going on. The permit application for the carport, was put in April, and we are in October, and still there is no plans in it. So
I would like to
that's
answer
why
that.
the city is requesting the imposition of fines, Your Honor.
Okay, I would like to answer that because there's 2, I'm a little bit blurry on some of the things that he said, but I'm going to do my very best to explain that. How can you find someone I have cameras on the property. That man has never entered that property. The guy who made a speech here, I brought that to his attention. I did call him. He's got a fire inspector that came over to the property when my mom was sick, but she's quarantined on one side of her bedroom, okay? We're from the island, so we do have family members. They do not live on that property, and I have made that very clear to him from day one. He said to me, they're not even there. They've gone back to the islands anyway. Their house is just me now. All I know is, and I have explained that to him, he asked me, can he get into my property? I respectfully told him no.
Well, but if you're not allowing them to get onto the property, and the only information they have is, the testimony from them that there's, other elderly people living there.
No, he wants to walk through my property. He didn't ask me, can he come onto the property and see. He said, and I'm going to be honest with you, when I first met him, I'm already shaken over my mom's situation, okay? And not that I'm being rude or anything. When you don't understand how this goes and someone is outside your gate trying to rush into your house and you have someone in there that is quarantined, and you're explaining to him, can you explain to me what's going on? And all of a sudden, well, I'll just take pictures outside of your house, and he's doing it through the gate. It elevates you. It makes you feel very defensive, and you're like, I don't understand what's going on.
Your Honor, we had an extensive hearing on this before the other magistrate.
Okay,
there was
thank you.
extensive testimony presented by multiple individuals, including individuals from the fire department.
It was one person, right? Am I saying that correctly?
It was a building inspector and the fire inspector, multiple people. They presented extensive testimony, and the other special magistrate found for the city. She even asked us to follow up because there were hospitals referring individuals to this unlicensed facility.
Well, they don't have, they're not from this country. So I already know that. I have cameras on the property, and I brought that to his attention. They
Okay,
did not
I'm not
enter.
going to revisit everything that went on. All I'm going to tell you is if you're arguing that this is not, if this is not an assisted living facility, you're going to have to allow them to get on the property.
That's
right?
fine.
So they can re-inspect, and then they can
come in.
I did offer. I offered it to Joe.
Okay, I'm not going to go back. I'm just going forward. Okay. So if you want to have that violation withdrawn, right? Because if
I explained that to her several times. She keeps saying that she's gonna allow me in.
I spoke to Joe.
And the other thing that I just want to bring to your attention is that when I visited the property, I was outside of the fence and there were workers inside the property.
There was no workers inside the property.
So
but he's under oath, okay?
Me too.
So I understand, but I have to take both testimony.
I respect that.
Based on the testimony that's been given me today, unless you're allowing them to get on the property, I'm going to allow the fines to continue. And once we can, he's allowed on and he makes his own determination that it's not being used for assisted living, then that violation goes away. But you still have to deal with the fines because you didn't let them come into the property. So those fines kept running, and we can deal with that later. But you need to get in compliance.
Okay, I do have a question in regards to that before I move on to the other question. I'm trying to understand what you said because my little chest is racing and there's a lot of information. When someone, if you tell me you need to have an ALF home, and I say to you, my mom just died, no one lives at this property, and I'm willing to sign an affidavit.
When did your mother pass away, by the way?
My mom passed away a month ago.
Okay. Sorry.
And that's okay, and so did her husband. Okay. And I explained to him, I came here as a nervous wreck driving from Point St. Lucie for that hearing. When I got here, I explained to everyone, I said, listen, this is very uncomfortable for me to have fines running for something he did not see. And I'm telling him I had visitors there. Well, I didn't. She had visitors there. So with that being said, they had to leave once I was there because I want to take care of my mom and my father. So I met him as he got onto the property. I have cameras on the property. None of those other people that he mentioned, because I did come, but I was late, because I came from very far for the first time we had the first hearing. But I did file for a permit. I had the drawings, so the drawings were in. But then he brought up last month that he would like to have more detailed drawing. So I went ahead and I paid for my permit in less than 30 days. And I did everything. I'm doing everything possible
But that
to cure
one has
this.
to do with the permit and one has to do with assisted living facility.
Okay.
So I don't know what.
Okay, well, we could talk about either one you want, but okay.
Your Honor, there's no compliance with either. We'd like the fines to continue to run, and
Look,
that's all we have to say. It's not that complicated.
That's not fair if I have my permits and I have all the signatures.
You don't have a permit. You may have
I did
applied.
apply.
You don't have a permit and issued status.
Oh, that's not, I did speak to Dan and I asked him, how come I don't have that when I already had the drawings in? Because I had the drawings in over, what was the date of those drawings? Can you tell me that?
Okay,
the original drawings.
The review that I did on that was missing, it was incomplete, okay? And that's been there sitting from April.
Okay.
Okay.
And that was the first time, I just want to share that. I'm glad he, because I don't know.
on October, right?
You had a compliance date of May 16th, then the compliance date was suspended from July 18th to August 15th, and then August 15th, your fine started to run again. So,
Well,
you know.
I want to share this with you. When I did the drawings, for someone that is new at this is not an easy task. When someone says, I need you to get plans for that for that enclosure, no one lives in that enclosure, it's just a storage. I took pictures on the inside, I ran to the city after I met with him. I came to the hearing, which I was late, but the drawings were already in. They haven't took it to the roundabout. Dan says, you can't force our process. Our process is our process, Ms. Hyatt. You done turned in everything. There's nothing we can do about it. Now, last month, he asked for a detailed drawing, I guess an architect. So I just took it to the idea that maybe he wants an architect, because I don't know this process. I spent several of thousands of dollars, and I got every signature for my architect. I even got a letter yesterday knowing that I had to come to this hearing of the architect and any holdup. anything that goes into the city with the drawings, you have no control over them telling you when it's ready. I have no control over that. I did everything that I was
I
asked
hear
to
what you're
do.
saying, but your
Yes, ma'am.
violation took place in April, or at least
And
that
that's
was
when I
when it was
turned in my
first heard.
plans. That's when I turned in my plans.
Okay, but we're in October. It's not the city's fault that your permits have not been approved. I can't believe that the city has dragged their feet for 6 months, okay?
Ma'am, I will not make it up to you. You can call Dan, ask him, and you can, I don't know, I understand he wants to get into my property. I understand he has a problem with me not letting him onto the property. That's because when you come onto someone's property, I don't know the process. I don't even know who you are, and right now my heart is elevated.
But,
So I asked him to
but
give me a
since
minute.
April, you've been here, there's been hearings, there's been compliance dates.
But
You've had every
I had the
opportunity.
date. I got
Okay,
it done
you're
in
two different
August.
violations you're dealing with.
Okay.
As far as them coming into your property, you've had some from April until September, or at least for today, to have them come on your property. You never let them come on your property and inspect the property to see whether or not there is assisted living facility taking place. That's
I
number
took pictures for him, and I said,
It's not. They
told-
have the right to look at it themselves. Your pictures are not sufficient. They have the right to.
I asked Joe what I spoke to Joe, so.
I don't know who Joe is.
Joe is
He's
his
the assistant
supervisor.
building official, but
Okay.
it's never been followed up with an appointment to go in and inspect the
No,
premises.
that's not so. I saw Joe here. I originally met Joe in this area, and I said hi, Joe, and he was very nice, and he was very courteous and respectful. I said, Joe, I would like to make an appointment with you to come in. I felt comfortable with Joe. It's not that I have a problem with this gentleman, it's just that when we first met, it wasn't comfortable for me, and he keeps pulling the energy.
Your Honor,
I'm just being
Your Honor,
honest.
if I could, she keeps repeating herself and
No,
repeating herself. Yes, you do, ma'am.
Ma'am.
And the bottom line is, it's incumbent upon you to schedule
I
an
did.
appointment.
I did
When
with
was the
Joe,
appointment
and I just
scheduled
got-
for?
Joe said he's on vacation. When he gets back,
Okay, he's been
he
on
will talk
vacation
to
for
me.
a week. He's not been on vacation for the last 5 months.
He's been on vacation for 2 weeks, and he said when he comes back, he will talk to me.
Your Honor, we'd like the fines to run there.
Yeah,
And
I'm-
obviously, they
Okay.
were set at a high amount, given the gravity of the violation, based upon the
I
testimony
got
that
my
Magistrate
plans
Flynn
in
heard.
time in August, and I got my letter. So we got two different issues running here. I understand his position that he wants to get into my house, but he has fines on something he's never seen. I have a problem with that. But I did everything else for my enclosure. I have my plans. It was done in August, and I have every signature here. Plus, I had my plans in April, my original plans put in, and I cannot force the city when to review the
so
plans.
based on the city's testimony, you may have brought plans in April, but they were never complete.
They were complete.
Correct, Your Honor.
They were
So
not complete.
Let me Exhibit A, that I will read into the record, since you
Okay.
seem to be continually confused over the last 6 months despite running a business from your house.
No, I did never
So-
have a business at my house.
The plans were, there was a permit application submitted on the 18th of April, with no plans. There was plans submitted on the 19th of April, the next day.
Thank you.
3 days later, the city reviewed it and said more information was required. Plans were submitted May 15th. Review was done on the same day. More information required. City got it out in the same day. More information has been required since August 28th, 2024. So based upon the official documents of the city, which is BLD/GEN/24040544, this is the permit review history. I would just state that the city has timely reviewed the submittals, and the submittal is still incomplete and awaiting a response as of 8/28/2024.
So as of August 28, 2024, the city was waiting for a response from you or whoever's doing it on your behalf, and they
Yes.
haven't received it. If they received it yesterday, it hasn't been input, but it's from August until yesterday, we're talking.
I received a letter from the contractor, because I did go into Dan. I go to there very often to that counter, because I don't know the process. I just want to make sure I'm doing everything correct. And he did turn in the completed to have the scan, and the lady that's behind the counter said, ma'am, go to the meeting, let them know that we have your that I have, you get several copies of this. They have a copy of this whole thing, they're scanning, and she told me to come pick it up, which I left a message on his recording, and I also
understand,
been
but remember,
texting.
that's 6 weeks after remember, they made a request August 28th for additional information. It took your architect or whoever's doing your work 6 weeks to respond. Okay, so you can't blame the city. You know, I'm hearing
Well,
the record.
it's not that I'm blaming the city, and I respectfully understand what you're saying, but I will say this. It was said earlier that I did not turn in my plans. You just heard on the record that I've been communicating and I have been turning in my plans. I sat in here today and people have been waiting for over a year and 5 years for their plans, and I did mine in less than 2 months after not knowing what I'm doing. And I've been at that counter for over 22 times, and I have a letter from the city yesterday at the counter that says, I have these documents, we are scanning it, and she's coming by today, and it should be uploaded by this afternoon. So if you would give them time to have it uploaded, because I wasn't told about having a detail until last month on August 20th. What did you say, August what?
28th.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, for the record, there has been no testimony given today
I
that
have a letter.
anyone in this room was waiting on plans back from the city for over a year. There's been no testimony
I
today.
just heard a lot of people that had a lot of issues, and I have been hearing that people still haven't got their plans, and they having problems with architect while we had a hurricane and all that scare. But I've been able to do
didn't have a
mine,
hurricane.
and I've been communicating.
Okay, I'm going to grant the city's request. Once you're in compliance, you request amnesty or mitigation, but until I see something done on either one of these two that are, you know, an application has been issued, a permit has been issued,
Yes.
and you're allowing them to get onto your property and actually just, you know, inspect.
Do I have to be bombarded to have someone get into my property? Why is that? If he's never been in there, how can he make a statement when I have cameras and that guy never entered my property?
Your
Why
Honor,
am I being
violation's already
bombarded to
been
be let
found, and
into
it's
a
not
property? Why am I
before
having
Your Honor
fines
today.
for something that he's never seen or doesn't have
Okay.
a name or anything to that nature?
This has already been, by another magistrate, already been ruled on, the testimony has already been provided. So at this point, it's your obligation, if you're arguing that the assisted living does
I don't
not
have an
exist.
assisted living.
If you're arguing it doesn't exist, it's your burden to prove it doesn't exist, because they
Okay.
met their burden at a prior hearing to establish it did exist.
Okay.
So that the magistrate found in the favor of the city that they had met their burden to find that there was an assisted living facility taking place. So if you want to overcome that burden, you're going to have to allow them on your property.
I would like to sign an affidavit, a sworn affidavit, because I really don't want to let him into
I'm
my
not going to tell
property.
you
He
how
was
to
not a
proceed
kind person
legally.
to
I'm
me.
telling you, if you want to be able to win, to overcome that burden, you're going to have to allow them to get onto your property. Other than that, I can't give you legal advice.
I don't think I should be having a fine running for something that you've never seen or ever been inside my property.
Okay.
Your Honor, I just want to make sure that it is on record that I recognize since day one that I didn't enter the property. There is a testimony from a firefighter that was concerned about what he saw because he was inside the property.
He did not go into
Okay.
that property. He was on the property at the edge, and I was there. And I have it on tape, and I will go ahead and turn it in. And I thank you both.
All right, thank you.
So what is the
Fines have been imposed.
okay, perfect, thank
Fines
you.
are continuing.
Our next case is on page 20. Chief Martinez, property address 701 Northwest 19th Street. Owner, Tennis Club 2 Courts Condo Association, Inc., case number BE 2308-0209. This case was first heard on 2/15/24, to comply by 8/13/24. One section not complied at $100. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $6,400, which continues to accrue.
Chief Inspector Leo Martinez representing the city. Case analysis as read. The case is not in compliance. This is another building recertification case. I'm just going to let the representative to speak.
Please state your name for the record.
I almost want to leave and come back. I'm Donna Goldstein. I am one of the owners of CAM Professional Services, and we're the property managers for this property. We took management of this property in April. It took us about 2.5 months to get the records from the previous management company. We found the 25-year research inspection from January, which had never been submitted to the city. About 5 months later, we finally got the specs from the engineer The board, which is a new board, is not comfortable with this engineer. They have hired another company, ACG Engineering. We did the balcony inspections yesterday and the day before. As soon as we get the spec on quantities, we will go out to bid and we will get a contractor and we will pull a permit on this. We are on top of it.
But I'm going to grant the city's request, and I appreciate everything you're doing. And I know it's your predecessor, it's not you. But when it comes to the building, safety inspection, 25-year, the city is taking an adamant position.
I absolutely understand. I do project management as well, and all of my properties are going through this. So this is nothing new to me. I'm just asking for, no fines and a hold until we can get the permit issued.
The city wants fines. That they're taking a hardline position when you come to these kind of recertification. They're going to have the fines. And if once you're in compliance, we could deal with mitigation. But I am going to grant the city's request because we are taking these are life safety issues and we take them serious.
I understand, but actually the building's not too bad compared to some of the others. But we'll get the new report to the city and we will get a contractor hired as quickly as possible.
Thank you.
And get started.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Our next case is also on page 20, Chief Martinez, property address 341 North Birch Road, owner FTL Yacht and Beach Club Condo Association, Inc., case number BE 2307-0232. This case was first heard on 1/18/24 to comply by 7/16/24. One section not complied at $100. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $9,200, which continues to accrue.
Chief Leo Martinez, representing the city, case and address as read. This is another building recertification case. It is not in compliance. I'm going to let the representative to speak.
So the officer and I did speak.
Can you please say your name?
I'm getting there. Rod Feiner, I'm an attorney with Coker and Feiner, 1404 South Andrews Avenue for the association. This is going to be a broken record. I know where we're going, but I need to make the record. The inspector and I did speak. The issue is we have done the inspection, but there are certain repairs that need to be done. 2 massive switches need to be done, we just found out. The association also fired its old management company. The new management company was retained last month. I was just retained last week on this, so I know what I'm walking into. But there are 2 or 3 switches that need to be replaced. They are $160,000 a pop, these switches. They're huge switches. This is a 36-unit condo, so the condo has to allege special assessments. In conjunction with that as well, each of the condo units have to update their electrical panels to accommodate the new switches. I talked to the representative about getting this. The repair is not a threat to health, safety, and welfare. That's coming from the engineer. They didn't get it in time for this hearing. I pushed my client to get the engineer to do that. I should have it next week because I did verbally talk to the engineer, and the engineer said it's not, but getting the report from him is that I know we haven't applied for permits. The inspector and I talked to it because we've got to do the special assessment, because if we hire a contractor now but then we don't finish it, they're going to want a deposit, and so the board needs to get the special assessments collected or do a loan on the common elements, which all the unitors would do, which the unit owners are hesitant to do about that one way or the other. So they're trying to come into compliance. It's just going to take some time. We understand that. I understand no permits have been applied for and what the city's position is, but I would still, for lack of a better way, fall on my knees before the magistrate and say, is there any way we can extend this for 2 to 3 months or abate fines for 2 to 3 months and call it on recall for that time, and we can give you an update about the special assessments and where we are on that.
So I think, unfortunately, part of the issue today is, and I don't know if it's been articulated today, we usually articulate at the hearings, is the city gets audited by Broward County, and so that's why, we are sympathetic to, this building and other buildings, but the time frames and the guidelines are pretty stringent.
I'm
and
aware
like
of
I
the
said,
rules,
we're being watched over by the county and audited. Obviously in light of Surfside, so we really have to stick to these. Fortunately, there's lien amnesty at the end if they come into compliance. Hopefully in the next year, at least amnesty is in effect for.
Understood. Like I said, I'm aware of where we're going, and I appreciate you putting that on the record. I still had to do my job and ask.
And we appreciate you not
Thank you so
arguing.
much.
Thank you. All right, so I'm going to grant the city's request for the full amount and the fines to continue to accrue.
Thank you.
All
We'll be
right.
in touch.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 15, Inspector Preston Mark, property address 0 Southwest 30th Ave. Owner, Cecil Michael Hines, or maybe Cecil. Case number BE 23060167. This case was first heard on 4/18/24 to comply by 5/30/24. One section not complied at $50. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $6,950, which continues to accrue.
Preston Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. There were expired permits related to this property. As stated in today's agenda, the case has not complied. The respondent is here to speak on behalf.
Cecil Hines, property owner. Your Honor, this case has been an uphill battle for me. Because this is propane, nobody, no contractor wants to take on the job. I'm finally getting some sort of movement on the permit to be renewed because of, I guess it was, I spoke to someone at State, and they called the company AmeriGas. And they called the company Monday, and Tuesday, I had no documents to sign. I turned them in yesterday. I'm hoping that they will file for the new permit.
You turned them to the city, or you gave
I
them
turned them into AmeriGas.
Oh, okay, AmeriGas.
The new documents for the to renew to get a new permit. So,
So did you install the tank, but you didn't have a permit? Is that what you did?
no, I didn't.
Oh.
AmeriGas installed the tank.
Oh.
They did not call for the final inspection. They did the initial rough draft inspection and so forth, but they did not.
He did have there was a permit.
There
and
was
it
a permit.
expired.
Oh,
Right, with no
okay.
final
So how much
inspection.
time do you need to get in compliance?
I suppose, I'm hoping that 60 days will be enough.
City have any objection?
The city will allow or support 91 days extension and the fines be stayed.
Okay, so I'll stop the fines. I'm going to grant extension of 91 days, which would be January 16th, or the fines will restart at $50 a day, okay?
Okay.
All right,
Thank
good
you,
luck.
Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Our next case is also on page 15. Inspector Preston Mark, property address 803.
Turn around this now.
803 Northeast, excuse me, 4th Ave. Case number BE 24020203. Owner Brigada International Service LLC. This case was first heard on 4/18/24 to comply by 6/20/24. Fines. Is there anyone here for this case? Oh, okay. We're not going to do that one. Our next case is on page 16. Inspector Preston Mark, property address 808 Southwest 26th Street. Owner Kyle and Tracy Huff. Case number BE 23120078. This case was first heard on 6/20/24 to comply by 8/22/24. One section not complied at $50. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $2,750, which continues to accrue.
Preston Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. This case has not complied. The representative is here to speak on behalf of property.
Morning, my name is Kyle Huff. I was granted, I believe, 60 days, my last appearance here, which I had every expectation we would be back to work within that 60-day period. I do see emails back and forth from the contractor and the submittals, and you know, the process has been moving. I'm not 100% certain where they are today. I asked them, and they've given me some vague, you know, kind of responses, you know, blaming the city, of course, which we've established you guys are timely. So all I can do is keep trying to get them through the process, and it's what I've done. We've not performed any additional work. We've been in contact with the city from what I see via emails. I'm copying on his emails. So I can just keep trying. It's, you know, I need some more time.
So you have any objection?
Okay, no objection. The city will support 63 days extension and the fines be stayed.
All right, I'll stop the fines today. I'll grant you an extension for 63 days, which will be December 19th, or the fine of $50 a day will restart, okay?
Thank you all. Have a great day.
You too, thank you.
Our next case is on page 17. Inspector Wilson Quintero Jr., property address 401 Northwest 14th Terrace, case number BE 2309 0137.
Oh, there's two cases.
Owner Furman L. Walker. This case was first heard on 2/15/24, to comply by 4/18/24. One section not complied at $50. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $9,050, which continues to accrue.
Morning, Your Honor. Inspector Wilson Quintero Jr. on behalf of the city. Case and address as read. And there is a permit in the system, permit number BLD-GEN-2409-0228. Is currently in a waiting client reply stage as of 10/4, October 4th. The violations remain present at this time because the permit hasn't been issued for both cases. This is a property where it's the same address, but it's split up into two different folios based on the property appraiser record. So it looks like there's some corrections that are needed on the permit still. So it's not issued, so the violation remains, and the owner's here to speak on behalf.
Morning, please state your name.
Morning, Furman Walker.
Okay, so how much time do you need, Mr. Walker? Because right now you got the permit was given back to you for comments on October 4th?
Yes. Because I didn't know I needed to pull 2 permits for the property, so that was in the comments too. So I just have to resubmit another permit for the other side as well. 60 days is fine?
Okay, city have any objections, 63 days?
I don't object.
Okay,
I
so,
hired a contractor. He ghosted me. He kept my surveys and my NOAs. I had to reapply and get all that stuff, so that was kind of the drag along.
okay, I'm gonna stay the fines, grant the extension for 63 days.
Thank you.
Which would be December 19th, okay? Or the
If
fine
I finish
$50 a
before, I
day.
just contact you?
Yep, just let me know once you get the permit issued, and then I can stop the fines as of that day of issuance. And then,
So the fine's
and
still gonna run? They're
the
not gonna
fine,
stop now?
well, the fines are gonna stop right now.
Okay,
She's
okay.
gonna hold them for this time frame, and you'll still have to address the fines that
Correct,
accrued.
correct. Like I say, I can mitigate that later.
Yeah, you
So-
can do lenient.
And then you need to call into the record the other one as well, right?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and call that one.
Property address 401 Northwest 14th Terrace, case number BE 2309-0138, owner Foreman L. Walker Jr. This case was first heard on 2/15/24, to comply by 4/18/24, one section not complied at $50. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $9,050, which continues to accrue.
Inspector Quintero Jr. on behalf of the city, case and address as read, same as the previous case.
It's good.
All right, so I'm going to grant the extension on this one as well. I'm going to stay the fines, grant the extension, and give you the 63 days or $50 a day fine. So your new compliance date will be December 19th.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 22. Chief Leonardo Martinez, property address 1425 Northwest 62nd Street, owner Fort Lauderdale Crown Center, Inc. Case number BE 23070076. This case was first heard on 1/18/24, to comply by 7/16/24. One section complied at $100. Total accrued fine, $6,300. The city is requesting to reduce to administrative costs of $1,275.
Chief Inspector Leo Martinez representing the city. Case and address as read. Case is in compliance. I'm going to allow the representative to speak.
Please state your name.
Karen Everett.
Okay, Karen, so the city is seeking only the administrative cost of $1,225.
I agree.
Okay, so ordered.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Your Honor, at this time, this concludes all of our respondents. Going back to page 1, Chief Martinez, property address 3300 East Commercial Boulevard. Case number BE. Oh, you're not with her? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, did you sign it? Yeah, did you?
What do you mean?
Oh, you have to sign in to speak for your case.
Why would they tell you not to sign in? That makes no sense. Oh.
Oh, that's different. Okay. What's the address? They're here?
Yeah.
Okay. Page 24 at the top. Property address 3100 North Ocean Boulevard. Case number BE 23080247, owner the Hermitage One Condo Association, Inc. This case was first heard on 2/15/24 to comply by 8/13/24. One section complied at $100. Total accrued fines $5,800. The city is requesting to reduce the administrative cost of $1,275.
Chief Inspector Leo Martinez representing the city. Case analysis as read. The case is in compliance. City is just requesting administration cost of $1,275.
So ordered.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Going back to page 1, property address, you're welcome, 3300 East Commercial Boulevard, case number BE 24080173, owner Kulik LLC in care of Alina Deminjian. Notice delivered via personal service on 9/24/24. Notice posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 10/3/24.
Chief Inspector Leo Martinez representing the city. Case analysis as read. The building recertification report was submitted with repairs required. For that reason, the city is requesting 180 days or $100 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Property address 50 Compass Isle, owner JJTA 27 Real Properties LLC. Case number BE 24060126. Notice posted at the property on 9/25/24. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 10/3/24.
Inspector Wilson Quintero Jr. on behalf of the city. Case number BE 24060126, address 50 Compass Isle. This property was first inspected on 6/21, and the following violations were found. 47-21.9.m. Sections of this vacant lot have no lawn cover as required. Violation 47-19.1.c. Using vacant lot to build concrete forms for dock and seawall construction of another property. Inspection report was mailed out on 6/24. Final notice mailed out on August 7th, and it was scheduled for the special magistrate hearing on September 9th. On September 25th, I noticed that there was a temporary fence for construction installed on the property. There is a permit in the system BLD-BARR-24100123 that was issued on 10/14 for the fence. However, the permit that they have for development of the land, which is BLD-GEN-24060124, is still awaiting initial fee payment, so it hasn't been issued. So the lot is still considered a vacant lot and shouldn't have these forms on it. I've been in contact with representatives of the property, and they are working to get it all corrected. There was a gentleman here today, but he wasn't allowed to speak. He said that they should be getting the forms out of the property by the end of this week, and then he'll give me a call to go check it out. But for right now, the city's requesting 63 days or $50 a day for each violation.
So ordered.
Thank you.
Our next case is at the bottom of page 1, property address 2406 Nassau Lane, owner Island One LLC, case number BE 24040123. Notice posted at the property on 9/24/24, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 10/3/24.
Inspector Wilson Quintero Jr. on behalf of the city, case number and address as read. This case was first opened on April 17th, and I wasn't granted access at that time. On April 22nd, I was granted access by the adjacent property owner who was the complainant, and the following violations were observed. Violation 9-1D. Any violation of the Florida Building Code shall be a violation of this section and punishable as provided for in this section. There is construction work at this property that was started or completed without obtaining the required permit, consisting of, but not limited to, wood fence. Violation 8-91C is complied. An inspection report was mailed out on April 22nd. I had been in contact with the owner and management company of this site on June 28th. I sent out a final notice, and then I scheduled it for a hearing on August 7th. Right now, there is a permit in the system BLD-GEN-24100032, which is in review. So it appears that, it should be issued within reasonable amount of time, so as corrections aren't needed. I'm requesting 42 days or $50 a day for the violation that remains.
So ordered.
Thank you.
Our next case is on page 2. Senior Inspector Alexander Boris, property address 1524 Northwest 2nd Ave. Owner Lauren B. Thibault. Case number BE 24050091. Notice posted at the property on 9/27/24. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 10324.
Alexander Labores, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case number and address as read. The property was cited for a violation of Florida Building Code 2023, Section 105.1, work without permit, including but not limited to a concrete driveway. Case was opened May 15, 2024. Final notice mailed June 27, 2024. There's a permit application submitted, not yet issued. City is requesting for magistrate to find violation exists and grant property owners 63 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter. City is also requesting for final order to be recorded.
So ordered.
Property address 3025 Harbor Drive. Owner Villa Madrid Apartments, Inc. Case number BE 24020098. Notice posted at the property on 9/25/24. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 10324.
Alexander Labores, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case number and address as read. Property was cited for violation of Florida Building Code, Section 105.1, work without permit, including but not limited to water filtration system installed inside electrical room at buildings 1, 2, 4, and 6. The case was opened February 13, 2024. Inspection report mailed March 2024. Final notice mailed April 19, 2024. Record show there's a permit application submitted, not yet issued. City is requesting for the magistrate to find a violation exists and grant the property owner 63 days to come into compliance or a fine of $50 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
City, apologies. City is also requesting for a final order to be recorded. Thank you.
Page 4 at the bottom. Inspector Linda Holloway. Property address 400 Hendricks Isle. Owner Landings at Los Olas Condo Association. Case number BE 24070356. Notice posted at the property on 9/25/24. Posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 10324.
Inspector Linda Holloway, on behalf of the city, case number and property address is read. This case came into compliance yesterday afternoon.
Oh. Okay.
Comply.
Moving on to page 5, property address 1121 Mango Isle, owner JLF Holdings LLC, case number BE 24060050. Notice posted at the property on 9/24/24, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 10324.
Inspector Linda Holloway, on behalf of the city of Fort Lauderdale, presenting case BE 24060050, property address 1121 Mango Isle. The following violation was observed via satellite images via a complaint on July 2nd, 2024. Violation 9-1D, any violation of the Florida Building Code shall be a violation of this section and punishable as provided for in this section. There is construction work at this property that was started or completed without obtaining the required permit, consisting of, but not limited to, dock repaired or replaced without a permit. An inspection report was mailed to the owner on BCPA on July 5th, 2024. Inspector Alvarez and I met with the owner, Jason Finster, at the property on September 24th, 2024. Inspector Alvarez and I explained what needed to be done to come into compliance. A pre-hearing check of the system on September 16th, 2024 shows that the permit hasn't been applied for as of yet. The city is requesting 91 days and a fine of $50 the city is requesting 91 days or a fine of $50 per day thereafter.
So ordered.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Moving on to page 6. excuse me, Inspector Preston Mark, property address 904 Southeast 12th Street, case number BE 24040166, owner James Douglas McCowan. Notice posted at the property at on 9/25/24, posted at 1 Eastboro Boulevard, 10324. Sorry.
That's 904, right?
Yeah.
Preston Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. The property was cited for violation under Florida Building Code 2023-105.1, work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to the building of an accessory structure at the back of the home. The case was opened 4/23/24. Inspection report mailed 4/23/24. Final notice mailed 5/29/24. Special magistrate notice mailed 8/13/24. During my visit to an adjacent property, I noticed that a new accessory structure was built at the back of this property. Upon checking our records, we found that a permit was issued for this permit number BLD ACC 231000026 for the construction of a 600 square foot cottage. But based on our discussions with the owner, Mr. James McCowan, he indicated that this structure was never built. We also checked with the BCP and other sources and was able to confirm that the work was done without permits. We spoke on several occasions with Mr. McCowan, who indicated that he was out of the country, and upon his return, he will grant us access to inspect the property, but this has yet to occur. The city is requesting that the magistrate find that the violation exists and grant the property owner 35 days to come in compliance or a fine of $50 a day.
So ordered.
At the bottom of page 6, property address 1142 Seminole Drive 1A, owner T.E. Boswell and A.D. Boswell Revocable Trust, Terry E. Boswell, trustees, and all others. Case number BE 2404-0191. Notice posted at the property on 9/25/24. Posted at 1 Eastboro Boulevard, 10324.
Preston Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. The property was cited for violation 105.1 Florida Building Code 2023. Work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to: interior model of the kitchen, bathrooms, including structural, plumbing, mechanical, and electrical work. The case was opened 4/26/24. Inspection report mailed 4/30/24. Final notice 6/03/24, and special magistrate notice mailed 8/13/24. I visited this property to investigate a complaint of work being done without permits. No one was home at the moment at that time, and I left my business card. Upon checking our records, we found that no permits for remodeling this property, there were no permits issued for remodeling this property. This property was also advertised online as being fully remodeled. I met with the owner thereafter, Mr. Chris Boswell, who indicated that he recently purchased the property and that he was unaware that permits were not pulled for the remodeling work. We have had several conversations with him. He is very cooperative and is in the process of obtaining plans to submit the permit applications. The city is requesting that the magistrate find that the violations exist and to grant the property owner 91 days to come in compliance or a fine of $50 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Moving on to page 7, property address 1202 Northeast 3rd Ave, case number BE 2404-0094, owner Bill Arvanitis and George Pappas. Notice posted at the property on 9/24/24, posted at 1 Eastboro Boulevard, 10324.
Preston Mark, Building Inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. The property was cited for violation under Florida Building Code 2023-105.1, work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to: the illegal change of use, converting a duplex into a 5-unit residence. The interior of the main home and an accessory building was remodeled which included structural, electrical, plumbing, and mechanical work done without permits. The case was opened 4/15/24, inspection report mailed 4/16/24, final notice mailed 5/21/24, and the special magistrate notice mailed 8/13/24. I visited the property to investigate an illegal change of use based on information obtained through our sources and submitted to the assistant building official. When I arrived, I found that there were workers at the property installing framing and drywall at the converted garage to the main house. I also noticed that the accessory structure, which is detached, was also fully remodeled. The property included structural, plumbing, electrical, and mechanical work. When I spoke with the contractors or the workers, they did not speak English well, and I was unable to find who the contractor or owner was. I posted a stop work order at that time, and thereafter received a call from the owner, Mr. Staros, who indicated that he recently bought a property and was told that it was a 5-plex and was not aware that work was illegally performed or the property was illegally converted to a 5-plex from a duplex. I have since spoken with the owner and the architect on several occasions in an effort to have this property come in compliance. At present, there are several permits in process to address the violations. However, to date, they have not been issued. Given the attention shown in this matter and the progress given by the applicant, I will recommend that the city request the magistrate find that the violations exist and to grant the property owner 91 days to come in compliance or fine of $50 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Moving on to page 9, Inspector Andrew Gebbia, property address 711 Northwest 4th Ave, owner Real Estate Services and Management, Inc., in care of Brian Friedman, case number BE 2406-0088. Notice posted at the property on 9/27/24, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 10/3/24.
Good morning. Andrew Gebbia, Building Inspector for the City, presenting case and address as read. This property was cited for violation under City Ordinance Section 9-308A. Roof is in disrepair and not weather or watertight. This case was opened up on 6/17/2024. The inspection report was mailed on 6/17/2024. Final notice was mailed on 7/18/2024, and the magistrate notice was mailed on 8/19/2024. This unit is currently unoccupied, so repairs can be performed. Based on our records, a permit application BLD.GEN 240-706-1 was recently submitted for repairs. I have been in communication with the owner and the contractor who have been working actively on pulling the permits. The city is requesting the magistrate to find that the violations exist and to grant the property owner 63 days to come into compliance or $50 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Case is on page 10, property address 1105 Southwest 17th Street, case number BE 2406-0029, owner Christian Ratcherton, maybe. Notice posted at the property on 9/24/24, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 10/3/24.
Andrew Gebbia, Building Inspector for the City, presenting case and address as read. This property was cited for violation under FBC 2023 105.1, work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to PVC fence installation. This case was opened up on 6/10/2024. The inspection report was mailed on 6/17/2024. Final notice was mailed on 7/23/2024, and special magistrate notice was mailed on 8/28/2024. Via complaint, I spoke to the neighbor, Cicely Ford. She invited me in her backyard to see the white PVC fence installed at the east side of her property. The fence goes all the way to the edge of the dock as in full height. She is also concerned that the fence might be installed over her property line. I checked records and there is no permit issued for this fence. The city is requesting that the magistrate find that the violations exist and grant the property owner 63 days to come into compliance or $50 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Moving on to page 11, property address 2706 Northwest 20th Street, owner Parker Quest LLC, case number BE 24060026, notice posted at the property on 9/27/24, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 10/3/24.
Andrew Gebbia, building inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. This property was cited for violation under FBC 2023-105.1, work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to plumbing work inside and out. This case was opened up on 6/11/2024. The inspection report was mailed on 6/11/2024. The final notice was mailed on 7/18/2024, and the special magistrate notice was mailed on 8/19/2024. I arrived at the property on 6/11/2024. I made contact with the tenant, Brandy Hurley, of number 2706. She informed me that the owner had done work on the premises. The kitchen floor was ripped up, concrete broken out to the pipes underground. Then it was re-poured and a composite wood floor was installed. There was also a trench dug to the outside of the unit as well to fix the pipes. The tenant also informed me that the shower, toilet, and sinks do not drain well, often gets clogged. I checked the records for permits for work done, but there were none issued. Plumbing permit 240-90173 has been applied for and is awaiting client reply. The city is requesting the magistrate to find that the violations exist and to grant the property owner 63 days to come into compliance or $50 a day thereafter.
So ordered. Property address 2741 Northeast 56th Court, case number BE 24080336, owner Stuart and Tammy Kaufman. Notice posted at the property on 9/25/24, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 10/3/24.
Andrew Gebbia, building inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. The property was cited for violation under FBC 2023-105.1, work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to rear shade structures. This case was opened up on 8/27/24. The inspection report was mailed on 6/10/2024. Final notice was mailed on 7/10/2024, and the special magistrate notice was mailed on 9/4/2024. I arrived at the property on 8/28/2024. According to BCPA pictures from Zillow, BCPA pictures and pictures from Zillow, there is a shade structure off the back of the house. I left a courtesy note on the door. I then received a phone call from the owner of the property, Tammy Kaufman. She informed me that there were new shade structures in her yard. She didn't realize that she needed a permit. I explained to her that she did in fact need the permits. I instructed her on the permit process. She stated that she would get the necessary permits. The city is requesting the magistrate to find that the violations exist and to grant the property owner 63 days to come into compliance or $50 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Property address 3788 Southwest 17th Street, case number BE 2405-0200, owner Tatiana Amor. Notice posted at the property on 9/24/24, posted at 1 East Broad Boulevard, 10/3/24.
Andrew Gebbia, building inspector for the city, presenting case and address as read. This property was cited for violation under FBC 2023-105.1, work illegally performed without obtaining the required permits in the following manner, but not limited to metal fence and gates. This case was opened up on 6/3/2024. The inspection report was mailed on 6/3/2024. The final notice was mailed on 7/11/2024. Special magistrate notice was mailed on 8/13/2024. I arrived at the property on 6/13/2024. I observed a new metal fence and a sliding gate installed at the front of the property. There is also a new rock gravel driveway and swale constructed inside of the fenced area. I checked records and there is no permit on file for either the driveway or fence. There are permits awaiting client reply for the driveway and fence. The city is requesting the magistrate to find that the violations exist and to grant the property owner 63 days to come into compliance or $50 a day thereafter.
So ordered.
Moving on to page 13, property address 825 Northeast 18th Street, case number, we did? Oh, yeah, we did, sorry. Property address 1312 Northwest 6th Street, owner NWRD LLC, case number BE 24040179. This case was first heard on 7/18/24 to comply by 8/22/24. One section not complied at $50. The city is requesting to impose fines of $2,750, which continues to accrue.
So ordered.
Page 14, property address 6411 Northeast 22nd Ave, owner 9960 Southwest LLC, case number BE 23040172. This case was first heard on 9/21/23 to comply by 11/16/23. One section not complied at $50. The city is requested to impose fines of $16,750, which continues to accrue.
So ordered.
Property address 511 San Marco Drive, owner James E. Berger, case number BE 23080424. This case was first heard on 3/21/24 to comply by 5/2/24. Fine suspended as noted. One section complied at $50. Total fines $2,400. The city is requesting to reduce the administrative cost of $990.64.
So ordered.
Page 15 at the bottom. We did that one, right? Oh, we didn't?
No.
Oh, we didn't finish. Oh, yeah. Property address 803 Northeast 4th Ave, case number BE 24020203, owner Brigada International Service LLC. This case was first heard on 4/18/24 to comply by 6/20/24. Fine suspended as noted. One section complied at $250. Total accrued fines $2,500. City is requesting to reduce the administrative cost of $1,078.95.
So ordered.
Page 17 at the bottom, property address 1451 Southwest 33rd Street, 1-2, case number BE 23080171, owner Amora Cabrera, Ed Evaristo Washington, Norma E. Andino de Cabrera. This case was first heard on 2/15/24 to comply by 4/18/24. One section not complied at $50. The city is requesting to impose fines of $9,050, which continues to accrue.
So ordered.
Property address, on page 18, property address 2897 Northeast 25th Street, owner properties in Fort Lauderdale LLC, case number BE 24030158. This property was cited on 3/29/24 to comply by 4/9/24. One section complied at $150. Total accrued fine $6,000. Appeal deadline 4/13/24. No appeal received. The city is requesting to impose fines of $500.
So ordered.
Property address 200 South Andrews Ave, 200. Owner Dowding Holdings, Inc., case number BE 231100078. This case was first heard on 4/18/24 to comply by 7/18/24. One section not complied at $50. The city is requesting to impose a full amount of $4,500, which continues to accrue.
So ordered.
Page, the ones that's they rescheduled for the next hearing, right? Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Okay, page 21 at the bottom. Property address 1245 North Federal Highway. Owner TSC Sunrise Limited in care of SLK Realty Inc., case number BE 23080261. This case was first heard on 2/15/24 to comply by 8/13/24. One section complied at $100. Total accrued fines $4,000. The city is requesting to reduce to administrative costs of $1,275.
So ordered.
Page 22, property address 2525 North Federal Highway. Owner RCSH Operations LLC, case number BE 230100076. This case was first heard on 6/15/23. To comply by 12/12/23, fine suspended as noted. One section complied at $100. Total accrued fines $14,900. The city is requesting to vacate the order of imposing fine of 4/18/24 and The city is also requesting to reduce fines to administrative costs of $1,275.
So ordered.
Page 23 at the top, property address 2670 East Sunrise Boulevard Hotel. Owner DEJ Hotels LLC, case number BE 23080330. This case was first heard on 2/15/24 to comply by 8/13/24. One section complied at $100. Total accrued fines $4,400. City is requesting to reduce the administrative cost of $1,275.
So ordered.
Page 24 at the bottom, property address 6451 North Federal Highway, owner SPI TCM Bayview LLC, Bayview WIP1 LLC, and all others. Case number BE 23080287. This case was first heard on 2/15/24 to comply by 8/13/24. One section not complied at $100. The city is requesting to impose the full amount of $6,400, which continues to accrue.
So ordered.
And the city would like to have all the cases listed on page 26 into the record as closed, rescheduled, or withdrawn.
So ordered.
Thank you. This concludes our October 17, 2024 Special Magistrate hearing for the Building Division.